It was a brutal encounter marked by desperation at the ball and rising tensions on both sides. With Ablett and Brownless missing, Derek Hall became the Cats' focus up forward. But a rejuvenated Brendan Gale and the elusive Nick Daffy kept the Tigers in front.
It's Daffy again, snaps, and he's kicked another one for the Tigers.
The Cats clawed their way back in the second term, kicking 2 unanswered goals.
Off the ground, he's kicked it.
But the athleticism of Matthew Richardson proved the turning point. His inspirational dash across the middle ending in another Tigers goal. Sanderson replied for Geelong, but this snap near the siren left the Cats 15 points in arrears. Richmond threatened to run away with the game after a 3-goal burst in the third.
Sidesteps, kicks with the left.
But the Cats steady to remain in touch.
Beautiful looking kick off the boot.
The final term was a thriller, Geelong peppering the sticks but unable to buy a goal. Burns put the Cats within 9 points before Richardson snapped truly for Richmond. Melbourne showed poise under pressure, but Barnes failed to capitalise in the dying minutes. The Tigers holding on to take the 4 points.
The tiring Tigers holding on for a 9-point win as the Cats showed they can fight back. Nick Daffy booted 5 for Richmond while Ronnie Burns finished with 3 for Geelong.
Adelaide Crows outfit, Matty Richardson finished with 6 goals. Mark Doran has the highlights.
Trying to break through their Melbourne hoodoo, the Crows were outplayed from the first bounce, Naish adding yet another marking option to the Tiger attack. Winning in the air, Richmond's running brigade was deadly. Any scoring opportunity around 50 duly converted.
Terrific kick for a goal!
Richardson's strength gave the Tigers a 29-point quarter-time lead. Malcolm Blythe had plenty to say, but no one listened. The Adelaide deficit soon 7 goals. However, the move of Jarman into the centre and the hard-working Smart to half-forward created new opportunity.
Land in the square, Bickley gets the goal.
Minutes into the second half, the Crows were back within 9 points. Then the momentum shifted again, Richmond finding space and hitting the target from the 50-metre line once more. Jarman was spoken to as Modra's 4th kept Adelaide in touch. His 5th came at the end of an inspired last-term Crow assault, but somehow had the visitors within just 1 point of the lead.
He's kicked it!
Bickley typified a new-look Adelaide hunger, but when the free kick went Richmond's way, Richardson goaled and the Crows' run came to a sudden end. It all went the Tigers' way in the final few minutes, a 28-point victory, hard-earned.
Well, look, we never won a close one last year. This year we've won the close one, so that's a giant step forward.
Mark Doran, 7 Nightly News.
Kick in by Ben Hart. It's a nice kick too, 60 metres. In front, Holland. Now chance for Daffy, very much a goal kicker for the Tigers. He's hooked. Oh, yes! What a mark by Chris Naish. Chris Naish from about 20 metres out, slight angle. He caps it off, he gets the goal. Now Jamison runs away from half-back, kicks towards the centre of the ground. Just clean bowls, McCartney, but he does well. The little tap was a beauty to Bickley. Bickley's pass is excellent. Just weighted perfectly for Modra. Going for Adelaide's 2nd goal. They trail at the moment by 14 points. They trail now by only 8.
Ball up near centre wing. Pittman for the Crows. Ball shuffled out. Nichols for the Tigers. He's back there. He started there last decade. Trent Nichols from 52 metres. Terrific kick for a goal.
It's certainly going to help the Tigers. Now Gale, this is Brendan. A big kick to the square. At the back, Miranda. Oh, what a leap at that by Matthew Richardson.
This could be a big day for Richo.
From the end of the square, he kicks for goal and he's pretty second through. Just delivers from only about a 2-metre lead up. Oh, Charles, well done. To Miranda. Miranda, handball, sets it up. Daffy, from about 30 metres, Nick Daffy kicks the goal. But there are a few players involved in that.
He's really got to give them something to come out and really take on the second half with, and this man is a key to it. Jarman really has to lift even further.
Well, James went for a hand pass then and missed it. Jarman got the kick up the ground and the mark taken by Brent Williams. 52 metres out. What a good kick. Oh, I reckon it's home. Kellaway to centre half forward. Jamison spoils. James spun in the tackle, no whistle. Jarman playing for the free, forgot to go for the footy. Miranda, Daffy right in front, 45 metres out. And the crumbs grabbed by Richmond, and it might be a goal as a result. What a kick by Daffy.
Half forward for a pocket. He's really given the Crows something to work towards as a marking option, and then, as he showed them, competent at ground level.
Yeah, a teenager from the Paran Dragons, playing just his second game of AFL. Daffy. Williams has had 15 possessions today. Kicked by Daffy. He's chopped off at about centre of the ground. Kane Johnson. Giving it straight up to Bowden. Richardson climbs. Good spoil half.
Good road.
Tyson Edwards to the centre of the ground. Bickley had half a step to go off. James to Rasciuto. Long inside 50. Gets to the back of the pack. Williams the hand pass to Modra. He's kicked it.
Well, amazing. Richmond by 41 points early in the second term, now lead by just a point. And the Crows are finishing all over the top of the Tigers. Centre clearance is very important. They've had the ball across half forward a few times, Richmond, but not able to get it down to the big forwards waiting. Good strong play by Rogers. The ball forced in towards full forward, knocked away from Charles by Jamison. He's been pretty good. He's negated the tall forwards very nicely. McLeod can't get there, and it'll be thrown in right half.
Pick a winner, Robert.
Well, I just think the momentum's with Adelaide. I thought at three-quarter time that they were some sort of a chance, and they kicked the first couple of goals. There's a high tackle. Certainly a free kick there to Campbell. He's been a terrific player. 32nd possession coming up to Wayne Campbell. He's kicked a goal. He's going to kick in towards half forward. Marking contest. The ball spills to the front. Kick by Kellaway. Has just missed. Ofka. Obviously a job that he's got to pick up his man, Ben Hart, to bring it back in for Adelaide. Plenty of time left. Ben Hart kicks in. Has he gone over the line? I don't believe it.
No.
Well, in a tight game, gee whiz, not much point in discussing it, is it? You never often see an umpire blow his whistle and change his decision.
The most senior umpire out there, Gavin Dorr, ruling on that one. His plant foot was over the line. So said the umpire. Knocked out by Charles. But it's grabbed in defence by Johnson. Over centre circle he goes. Hooked up by Ryan. Intercept by Williams. He's played a top game. Smart.
Isn't that incredible? When the ball went back to the goal square, Adelaide were hard up against the boundary line on the half-back flank. Now they've come down the centre.
Modra got hands to it but couldn't take the mark. Brendan Gale at the back. We have 11 and a quarter minutes left.
He had to make ground then. He was in stride and he really made it. Well done by Edwards. He was outnumbered 2-1.
He's at centre wing. Goes the short pass. James. Back he goes to Johnson. Oh, here's a chance.
That is an excellent kick. A perfect kick in there to is it?
Rintoul.
Rintoul, yeah. But
and how about this? He can put the Crows in front at the MCG. They trail by a point.
Oh dear, nail-biting stuff, isn't it? Scotty Turner. Well, the pressure's right on now, both sides. There's the Crows. Some of their fans that have come along to the Melbourne cricket ground. They won their first game last week against Brisbane at home. Richmond won their first game last week. And they're both striving for their second win out of the first two games. It's up to half forward for the Tigers. Look at Richardson. Make ground. At the back. Charles just got rid of there by Jamison. Ben Hart to Johnson. Johnson hasn't been too bad. Jarman down the wing is very good. He's found Stanfield. Haven't minded his game. 13 kicks, 1 handball, 5 marks and 3 hit-outs. Barry Stanfield also kicked a goal. Oh, hit him right on the chest. Ryan to Bowden. The kick out wide. Broderick can't keep it in.
His final term. Oh, a point. 1 point is all. 100 plays 99. James Stanfield. Cross the ground short of the centre circle. Manfield. Daffy limping a bit. The kick to the 50. Holland. Well done, McCartney. Keeps it in for McLeod. And just out short of centre wing.
The umpire throws it in, and Justin Charles tries to get it down to Gale. It's hacked out of the air there by Vardy, but it's been well marked by Bowden. Haven't minded his game. 16 kicks and 5 hand passes. 2 tackles, 4 marks. Kicks it in short. The leading possession gatherer on the ground, Campbell. Ryan, you're in strife. You're in all sorts of strife, and it will rebound. Holding the man! Oh, dear me.
Just hung onto the tackle too long, did Bickley.
Daffy's left foot kick to full forward. Mark to Richmond. Richardson.
Oh, I mean, your best tackler, your captain, just does it a little bit too far across the line here, and it allows the Tigers in to set something up here.
Do you think it was a justified free kick?
1 second too far.
Well, Richardson for his 4th goal. It's a goal. Matthew Richardson's 4th goal gives the Tigers a 7-point break. 8 minutes left.
Oh, Richardson took the most marks in the league last week, and he's taken 10 more today, and he's given Richmond a bit of breathing space now with his 4th goal. Campbell goes back. Rogers. Kicked by Rogers inside the 50. Holland very high. Punch to the turf. Nation knocked out of it. Miranda. Ball ripped out of his arms. That was well played by James. Prosciutto. Crowd wants ball. Umpire says, I'll have the ball.
A few people up there think it's a free kick too, Drew, in the commentary box. Our statisticians are keen Richmond, man.
Well, we have just over 7.5 minutes left. 106 plays 99. Tigers by 7 points. It's back into a pack.
Vardy's touch there was important. Yep. The handball was away, and he just got his hand on it.
You don't want anyone to sit off the ball here now. Just wherever it is, you just got to go in at it. Vardy did it and was able to intercept the handball.
It's like kids' footy now. You can throw a blanket on about 24 players around this. He'll get it out.
Gale.
Oh, there's a soccer kick by Gale. Miranda marks 35 metres from goal. Once or twice. Got 15 votes in the Brownlow last year. A real surprise to many people. But he's been goalless today. That's what he's there for, to kick goals. Can he kick this one? Can he what? Points the margin.
Now with 13 points in their favour, but there's still plenty of time left. 6.5 minutes. Straight down for a goal, and all of a sudden it's back to 7 points if the Crows can get it, but it's Richmond. Campbell's kick, Broderick caught. Ormondellan throws him to the ground. Ball spills to Ryan. Ryan's little kick is not too bad. Great diving effort by Rogers. He had to be desperate, and he was. Rogers from left half forward. His kick will land at centre half forward. Knocked away by McCartney. Ben Hart. Hand pass out wide. Darren Jarman carries the footy and then kicks it wider still. Ormondellan's got it in front of young Ryan. Ormondellan now. Kick towards the right half forward. Good mark. Bowden to Bond. Bond to Rogers. He's got the football on centre wing. Maybe could slow it down, but well, with just under 6 minutes left, you'd reckon they'd be striving for another goal, maybe the Tigers. Broderick has taken the mark. He's still too far out to score. Goes in short, and it's a mark. Bond, he's come a long way down. Chris Bond has been playing in the back pocket. His kick will land at centre half forward. High flyer was Richardson, taken by Stanfield. Kick smothered. Jamison's handball smothered. Manfield to Daffy, he's in trouble. That's Visco, grabbed by the jumper. No free kick. Umpire calls play on now. It was a free kick to Richmond. The advantage. Richardson's got the mark.
32,880.
All seem to be down pretty much to one end of the ground, don't they? But this is Matthew Richardson from about 45 metres. Oh, it's a beautiful kick. Lovely kick, Richardson. Goal.
Matthew Richardson with 6, Daffy 3 and Nichols 3.
7-goal final quarter for their first win at the G in 3 years. Luke Darcy kicked 4 goals for the winners, while Matty Richardson booted 6 for the Tigers.
Coach Terry Wallace was out on the G to make sure his Bulldogs were set for the clash, but it was the Tigers who jumped early, Richardson hauling down the first of a series of sensational marks. With Campbell spurring him on, Daffy made a memorable charge as Richmond ignited.
He could have gone a lot further. He kicks it anyway.
But the Doggies never fell out of touch. Minton Connell's brilliant left-foot banana keeping them within 9 points at quarter-time. Midway through the second, they found themselves in front thanks to Darcy's second goal of the quarter.
Oh, should be a goal. Darcy, they're in front.
But the Tigers swiped the lead back moments later as Campbell led them to another 9-point break at half-time.
And kicks it.
The Bulldogs bit back again, refusing to lay down as the lead swung back and forth. When Richardson played on to give the Tigers their second goal in 2 minutes, they bought some breathing space.
Goals!
But the last quarter saw a miraculous burst sweep the Bulldogs clear. Holding Richmond goalless until the dying minutes, the boys from the West booted 6 in the last term to run out 19-point winners.
We were one of the fittest sides going in at the start of the season, and we knew that we had that in our back pocket, and that was something that we could call on at three-quarter.
Beats Hudson, and penetration with the kick to the 50. Charles. Justin Charles loves a goal. He thumps it goalwards. Look at that. Drop mark in the centre. Campbell, terrific hand pass to Daffy. Daffy can take it all the way. He can run this nearly 100 metres. He could have gone a lot further. He kicks it anyway.
Great goal.
Hudson's kicked the total score for the Bulldogs, 2 goals. He's kicked out to Minton Connell, who slips away from Gaspar. Minton Connell goes for the goal. It's pretty close.
Oh, I can't quite call it. He likes it though.
Richmond have kicked just 3 behinds this quarter. Bond towards the outer side. Nichols. Mind you, the Bulldogs have only kicked 1 goal too. Oh, should be a goal. Darcy. They're in front.
And Craig Ellis is on in the clear here with no one within. Well, they've got one loose.
He's got to try and get it out. He did try and get it out.
Play on.
Play on. That was a terrific tackle that turned it over in the middle. Wayne Campbell approaches the 50. He'll go for the goal to break the drought.
And kicks it.
Well, Grant is at the back, and it has worked. Rowan Smith runs over centre wing. Could take it nearly to centre half forward.
Short.
Gets the lead in short. Minton Connell.
Now, that was very clever. And Minton Connell, another guy who should convert from this range.
This to put the Bulldogs in front.
And has done just that.
Minton Connell's second goal. That's what Richmond were looking for. Broderick near the centre circle. Good pick up Prescott. Bust the tackle. Oh, this will be a sensational goal if Nash kicks it.
He certainly has.
15 and a bit minutes into the third quarter. Miranda. Boot the ball, but across the face. All Richmond. Richardson. He plays on and goals. Montgomery goes over the top.
This
Darcy.
is very close.
Thumps it long.
Ooh, it's home. It is home, boys. Right through.
Another possession. Nash. Richardson camped underneath this. Oh, fantastic mark. Tigers by 5 points. And this for his 5th goal.
That's home.
Gaspar. Open territory. Montgomery. Showed them the ball and took it away. Rowan Smith through the middle as he's done plenty of times. Long kick. What a kick! To Smith. Good distance again. Oh.
See, Simon went with the hand, went for the chest mark again.
Here's Brown. It's in the goal square.
Oh, it's goal.
Brown might have kicked this. Bulldogs in front.
He needs to really utilise his good skills here.
Minton Connell, a juggle. He's near the white line. Oh, not a bad hand pass.
Goal.
Dent gets it.
A 7-goal last quarter by the Bulldogs, getting them home by 19 points. Luke Darcy kicked 4 for the winners. Matthew Richardson 6 for the Tigers from 11 shots.
The last changed by 23 points, but that Tiger spirit shone through in the final term. Richardson, Daffy and Bowden all kicked 2 goals for the winners.
Both sides had plenty to play for coming off losses last week, and Joel Bowden made the most of his 9th senior game, getting the Tigers onto the scoreboard early. Turner was relentless in defence for Richmond, and as scoring came to a standstill at both ends, emotions ran high.
Leach, the meat in the sandwich.
Bowden socketed through his and the Tigers' second.
There it is, another one for the Tigers, and he's second.
But when Parker goaled on the siren, the gap was a point.
And he does.
Jared Neesham pleaded with the Dockers to make the most of their opportunities, and moments into the second quarter, Waterhouse did just that, putting Fremantle in front for the first time.
Goal.
But the Tigers fought back with a 4-2 burst to lead by 13 points at half-time. But if victory was slipping away, no one told the Dockers. Their trademark running game left Richmond standing still.
Looking good for the Dockers.
When Kickett found Bandy, they'd fired 6 unanswered goals to take a 23-point lead going into the last. But Broderick ended the Tigers' fade out with their first goal since midway through the second quarter. They had the sniff, Daffy's 100th career goal returning the lead.
Tigers in front.
Richmond keeping Fremantle scoreless in the final term to steal a 4-point win.
You know, the Richmond players have got a mighty heart beating under that jumper, and they weren't going to let it slip.
Mark Loretta, 7 Nightly News.
That one. From 50. Looks for the spot just in front of the square, looking for the big high flyers. Joel Bowden. There it is, another one for the Tigers, and he's second. Decides to kick long, no other option available. Looking for Richardson, 2-on-1, allowing McGovern, shoot back, loses his footing. Mitchell is caught, has a chance now for Richo, outside 50, throws it on the boot. Wobbly stuff, Daffy, open goal, Tigers. 15 and a half minutes to go in this third term. Tigers by 7 points. Leach over the back of the pack, takes a great mark. Good kick. What a miraculous kick. Excellent stuff from Quinton Leach. Mops up. Cleans it up to Heath on his left boot. Beautiful executor of the ball. Now to Allen. Had an option running wide in Gale. Spins around, finds him. He can keep going. Can run into an open goal. Here's a chance. Looking good for the Dockers. Another one. Clement moves it in towards the forward line. Looking for the David Hines lead. Good spoil from Tate. Now Campbell has had plenty of the ball, is tackled well by Gale. Dale Kicker takes him on, beats him, one bounce. A chance to have a big shot, but beautiful time, kicked a Bandy, running to an open goal. The Dockers, their 6th for the quarter.
Holland very conscious of the big man. Won that one down. O'Reilly in desperate trouble. Allen, well done by Broderick. Can he kick a goal? Snaps. Their first goal of the second half.
Throws some tough stuff off to Mitchell. Now it's to Bond on the burst. Chased down by Allen. Not quick enough. Broderick puts Nichols into the play on his right boot. Nichols looking forward. Holland and finds him. Great stuff by the Tigers. Good lead up. Directly in front, Holland. The Tigers are there again.
Funky kicks it away. Opportunity for Gaspar. Great shepherd by Funky. Gaspar repels it, comes to the wing, and Holland. Holland plays on to Broderick. Back it comes to Holland. Holland from the wing towards half forward. Bandy is storming across, but he won't get to the contest. Corny's away. Can he kick it? Well, he goes to the opposite pocket. Daffy will run in and kick the goal. Tigers in front.
Yes, and they held on by just 4 points. A big last quarter for the Tigers, 4 goals, and Freo, after a third quarter when they kicked 6 goals, unable to trouble the men with the white flags in the last quarter.
What about Robert Walls after the match, Tim? You don't see much emotion with Robert. He's a pretty tight customer. And you see him there with his assistant coach, Geeshan, who was down at Geelong yesterday. But I think we're going to see some emotion. He couldn't contain himself any longer.
He did his best, didn't he? He tried very, very hard not to show any excitement. I was watching him straight after the game in the coach's box, and he didn't smile. He just pushed his hands through his hair, a relieved man.
The last 13 between these two teams. Bell, Schwass kicks a goal. Scott into Pike again. Off the ground, Stevens. It rolls, it's still rolling like a top spin lob going towards the goals. Now, did the horse kick that? I think he did. He did, it's a goal. One of the best on the ground, and they've had many good players, North Melbourne. Scott loves a goal, tries to bend it back. It may still get there. It will now. Mellington's booted it through for another one. He's got 5. Now taken away by Funky. Funky up to Bowden. Good mark. And that's a good kick. He's got his 3rd.
Here's Ashley Prescott as the Tigers go forward again. They've got 2-on-1 here. Harrison at the back. Runs onto his left boot. Runs inside 50. Sets sail for goal again. Yes, it's another one. Well played.
Bell still got pretty good fresh legs. Rock from Blakey. Rock drives the Roos deep into attack again. Down towards Mellington. Gasper's there to block. Allison. Handy sort of a hand pass. Mellington. Gale's just about got him. Kick up towards Simpson. Back to Longmire. The horse. Snapshot. Oh, that's not bad. 499, I think the goal umpire says yes, sirree. It was young Harvey, Campbell, Gasper. Tigers try to work it away. Only as far as Rock, though. And loads with a hand pass. Allison into an open goal. Doesn't miss these. Another one to North Melbourne.
It doesn't look like they're going to get it. It's almost time. He's flicked over the back by Bowden. Here's David King. We mentioned about his running ability. He drives it wide. He's a beautiful kick too. He finds Chandler. There's the siren to end a very impressive display by North Melbourne.
Their second biggest win ever over Richmond, 95 points.
And there's Johnny Longmire. There's Pike, who was outstanding in defence. Ashley Prescott shaking his hands.
Yes, as Peter McKenna said, their second biggest defeat ever over Richmond. 44,449 fans at the MCG here this afternoon. Mellington 5, Scholl 3, Longmire 4. He needs 1 for 500, but left the ground with a hamstring strain late in the game. Joel Bowden got 3 games.
34 points at half-time, and a 7-goal third term made sure of the win. And in a major blow to the Tigers, star spearhead Matthew Richardson has a suspected broken arm. More from Peter Landy.
Port was away quickly in the first term. Lockwood a fine snap just minutes in. Miranda kicked truly after this mark, but 2 to Cummings and then Wilson put the home side 15 points up.
He's got it.
The Tigers showed more aggression in the second, but the tackling by Port was superb. Gale ran in for 4 points as the Tigers growled for the first time, but Broderick stirring up the locals was counterproductive. Cummings answered with a superb snap from close in.
Cummings, a little dribbler, it bounces through.
And right on the half-time siren, Wanganeen put his hand up for the goal of the day. The margin out to 34 points. 2 quick goals by Gale in the third momentarily lifted Richmond, but Port rallied. Franco snapped truly twice, and Power never looked back.
Decision. Franco's got it, lines up and kicks a goal, I fancy.
Brewer tried an Adelaide-like manoeuvre from the pocket that brought the house down, only bettered by Wanganeen steal moments later, and the game was as good as over.
Captain Wanganeen, he's kicked 2, now he's kicked 3.
Even worse news for the Tigers, Richardson off with a bad arm injury, Port by 64 points.
Back in the last term, only to kick again and win by 22 points. After losing 2 in a row, the result brought more relief than jubilation for David Parkin. Mark Doran has more.
Adidas certainly got value for money today, everyone looking for Anthony Koutafidis and the design of his boots. In tears last night as he contemplated standing out of footy, Kuta was slow to get into the game. The Tigers weren't, Burke, Holland and Bullis filling in for the injured Matthew Richardson.
But Gaspar.
Chasing just one more to become Carlton's leading all-time goal kicker, Kernahan got tied up with Turner as Richmond took a 10-point quarter-time lead.
Not his natural foot, how does he go? Great work.
Stick soon had his record-breaking 723rd career goal and followed up with a vintage marking display.
Kernahan claims it.
Miranda was given the message, Carlton's coming back. A late goal to Matthew Allen giving the Blues a 2-point break at the half.
To Matty Allen, they're running to an open goal.
Carlton's strength, its defence, started to control the game, the backmen falling over themselves to repel the Tiger attack. A 5-goal-to-1 term seemingly suffocating the contest.
Justin Murphy straight through the middle.
Still, David Parkin wasn't happy. Justin Murphy doing his bit to lift the side. However, it was Richmond who found some extra speed, Nichols bringing the Tigers back to within 6 points. Finally, Carlton responded, the man of the moment leading the charge in the final stages.
Looking for some three-stripe magic, and it helped him out.
I don't think we would have excited the Carlton people all that much, except that it was a very important 4 points for us to get.
Every game bar one for the season. Kernahan does the ruck work very well out to O'Sullivan. Left foot, first goal.
By Carey, slams it onto the turf. Gasper over the top. Now is a chance for Daffy. In front of Christou. Good tackle by Christou. Pressure off the ground by Burke. Looks pretty good. Now he's got White running on. Good work, son. But he's looking for Justin Murphy. Bradley to run the whole length of the field. Now a chance for Bradley. A banana goal. That's what a great goal. Plays on quickly. He's got the running Broderick. Broderick can run. He's got an open goal. He's on his long side. He's caught by Murphy. Good pressure. Bullis to Daffy. Of Gale to Daffy. Great stuff, say the Tigers.
Now have the opportunity to go forward once again. Daffy, that scorer, in there. Callaway, the quick kick. Falls towards Miranda. Sits for him. No, Chaffee on the right foot. Not his natural foot. How does he go? Great work. Turner now being asked to move it along by the umpire. Kicks long outside 50 to the outer side of the MCG. Gale flicks it over the top and his brother runs onto it. Away he goes. 2 bounces. 3. He's got all the space in front of him. Takes another. He's going to settle and kick from some 45 metres out on the left foot, perfectly into the square. And finishes it off.
The Carlton kick goes up towards half forward. Anstey gets his second touch. This time it's a handball off to Ratton. Straight down the throat of Stephen Kernahan. He's only kicked 7 goals so far for the season, but missed a lot through injury, but should not miss this one. And it's very, very good for the Carlton captain.
Koutafidis, the little one over the top to Bradley. His kick goes long. This is a good one-on-one set up here. Kernahan claims it, got it.
It was a good finish and a good mark, wasn't it, by Kernahan?
So Kernahan going for his second. A loss to either one of them spells danger, and here comes O'Sullivan off the ground. He's got it again.
His kick only finding Bradley. Bradley throws it on the boot inside 50, looking for Kernahan. Now it's Hickmont running into an open goal. 1 bounce. The Carlton's second for the 3rd term.
We'll see at what price. I suspect one might hope that it's, I suppose, hope in a way. A bad cork is bad.
Yep. Looking for David Burke. Spent time in the forward line, kicked a goal, hurt his shoulder. Into the back line, off to Prescott. Now they've got the loose man. Prescott's got about 30 or 40 metres in front of him. Elects to kick from 50. It's a big raking punt, and it's a great kick from Ashley Prescott. Back to O'Sullivan. Good dodging and dancing. Drives into the front of the square. Gale eyes on the ball. Now a chance for Murphy. Spins around the corner. Justin Murphy straight through the middle.
Well, after an extremely tight first half, Carlton getting away in the 3rd quarter with a 5.
Have kicked a 2 goals 10 and would rue those misses without any doubt. White to Murphy. He's got a heap of space. Couple of bounces. The shepherd from Bradley's good. Murphy's kick isn't as good towards Hickmont. This gives the Tigers the chance through Bullis. Spins it back towards Campbell. Takes it. Needs to keep generating run for the Tigers. They're not going to get anything by stopping and propping. They need to generate run from behind.
Well, I must say, chasing Justin Murphy then he wasn't showing a great deal of speed.
Prescott takes it out of the ruck. Wheels around. Goes long. Silvani goes back, dives. Mistake giving up the ground, I think, but was able then to get a hand onto the next shot. Daffy playing out in front of Kramer. Daffy across the top of the square. Up they come. Holland. Very good work. just enough to get the big right hand up there. Daffy tosses the ball into the right spot. He completes the mark.
I've mentioned a few times about the Carlton's defence ability to spoil. I suppose this is the exception to the rule, because it's about almost the only time for the game Richmond have taken a pat mark in that part of the ground.
Holland has one. He now has two.
About 12 minutes remaining to peg this lead back. It's 19 points. It's Allen down to Gaspar. Now it's Bradley off the ground. He's had lots of possessions. Probably Carlton's best today. Ratton, also one of Carlton's best. Always under the packs. Hickmott into the side this week from injury. Now Ratton to Campbell off the ground. Foot race will allow Prescott a bit of time to send it off to Broderick. The bouncing ball may favour him. Does well now to Chaffee on his left foot. Can kick long into space. Looking for Daffy and finds him. But it's a relayed free kick regardless. And Daffy will tell. Matty Allen's reported by umpire McKenzie. Oh, his Chaffee doesn't look too good.
Yes, that's a dazed look, isn't it, I think?
Didn't actually see what happened, but it was after he kicked the ball with the free kick going downfield to Daffy. So Richmond, if they kick this, they're down to 13 points with 10 minutes remaining, or 11 and a half minutes remaining, are right back in this game. If your auntie had a moustache, she'd be your uncle.
Oh. And it's that occasion. Daffy is so good at kicking off one step slightly across his body. And here we see this situation here where Chaffee has a late tackle, a slow motion replay. We'll have a good look at that.
So 7 goals, 13 behinds to the Tigers. Inaccuracy costing them just at this particular stage. They've worked their way back into the game. Broderick's been one of those. 18th disposal to Broderick. Towards the half-forward line. Daffy, a quick give to Bond. Cute little sidestep here. He gets up again in the tackle. Spins it away. Bradley sitting behind the contest. Takes Bowden on. Gets away with it on that occasion. Justin Murphy, good feed on over the top to O'Sullivan. Back to Murphy. The Blues are building it up. Kicked it long, though. There's no one there. Dropping back is Bullis. Kernahan came forward. The kick went over the top. Bullis well judged. The Tigers now have a chance. Gale. Bond picking up a heap of football. 17 disposals to half forward. Silvani leads the defence for the Blues. Bowden, the little give. It ends up with Nichols outside 50. The left foot has gone long. It's going to bounce. It's bounced through.
Bradley gets the ball down from Matty Allen and sends it into the forward line. An excellent mark in front of the pack by Lance Whitnell. Hasn't had much of the ball in the last couple of quarters as Whitnell drives it long. A kick looks pretty good. There's the answer. Pop the arms in the air. Isn't it funny how club can kick a couple of goals and all of a sudden there's an answer and just eases that pressure.
So Lance Whitnell's first goal restores Carlton's 18-point lead. They led by 26 points at three-quarter time. Richmond have come back with 2 goals. Have the Carlton side under pressure now. Bradley, once again, another possession. Koutafidis in front of Gaspar and another mark to that man. 6 marks to Anthony Koutafidis. 16 kicks, 5 handballs. And this kick's a long probing one to Kernahan behind. Bullis in front. Good decision by the umpire. Allows the play to go on, but neither player can get it out to their team's advantage. Scott Turner was the first opponent for Stephen Kernahan, but he's spending injury time on the bench. So some 30 metres out from goal. Whitnell gets it down. Ratton with strength through the contest on the left foot. It just fades it away to the left-hand side and the one behind.
Carlton playing a zone here for the Richmond kick-in, and just see whether Richmond can actually extricate the ball from the kick-in.
I saw David Burke sitting on the bench. Has had a knock on his previously injured shoulder. Seems okay. Matthew Allen in the contest. Jerica, quick left foot kick out towards the wing. Campbell in front of Whitnell. Feeds it back over the top to the run of Gale. He's been very good with the run on that southern side all day. Inside to Prescott. Under pressure, the Shepherd was sound from behind. Prescott gets it within 10 metres of goal. Gale in front, Silvani behind. Good work from the Carlton defender. Last week held Tony Lockett to just the 1 goal. He's done a sterling job again today for his side at full-back. Christou's kick ends up with Whitnell. He across the body towards half-forward and it runs over the line and out.
Carlton playing West Coast next Monday night while Richmond face... Carlton play Hawthorn at Optus next week, and while Richmond face West Coast, so both clubs facing some ominous opposition in the following weeks. As Prescott fires it up to Holland, straight to Nichols, open goal for the Tigers. The Tigers are still in it. Minutes remaining. Nichols has just kicked 2 quick goals for the Tigers. And 77, the 4-time premiership coach with Hawthorn and Carlton, and also one of the only men to coach 3 clubs to finals, and Hawthorn, Fitzroy and Carlton, as Gaspar takes it out of the centre, drives it up forward. The Tigers can get one here. It is going to be very close, but Sexton off to Hogg, relieving the pressure for Carlton. Excellent work. Murphy, right half back for the Blues. Ever reliable. Took a beautiful mark earlier in the quarter. Kicks long, up towards Mark Miranda, unable to mark Whitnell. Carlton's only goal kick of this term, and the ball beats them all over the line. It'll be thrown on centre wing. It's about...
Umpire Mark McKenzie on the boundary line, calling players to go cleanly at the ball. Both Jerica and Allen did that, and now the ball spills out towards Richmond's end. Daffy, the quick kick. Here's Nichols. He's kicked 2 in this last quarter. He's running on to 50, inside 50, settles on the left, bang to Gale, couldn't complete, there's no support. Was he held? No, he wasn't. Michael Sexton cleans up for the Blues. Now towards Ange Christou. A little bit lazy there, Ange, didn't go hard at it. Ross Funk wraps him up with the tackle. Well won. The boy from Ballarat kicks in towards half-forward. Gale, got it. Ross Funk, congratulations. Great piece of work.
Carlton tried to clear it out. Christou got caught. I don't think he knew that Funk was behind him. Once the ball was dispossessed, it went back in, and Gale had the drop on Silvani, so this kick is just really, really important.
3 goals last week to Brendan Gale. Going for his first and the most important of the game for the Tigers. He's got it.
Driving their team for a victory. 1 goal the difference. Carlton lead. They led by 26 points in 3/4 time as Daffy drives, tries to burst through the pack. Chris Bond throws it on the boot, the left one. Michael Gale held without the ball and will receive the free kick. Centre wing. Tigers have the ascendancy. They've kicked 4. The only goal for Carlton is by Lance Whitnell as Gale plays on. Jerica's caught. Excellent work from Murphy. Now Campbell, desperate stuff underneath Clappe. Thrown on the boot by Bond, now Bradley, off to Murphy. The Carlton machine are away with Williams, drives in forward. What a great kick to Whitehead. 1 mistake on centre wing from the Richmond side, and it just could result in a Carlton goal.
Clear, and Williams gave it to him.
Well, he will kick from directly in front, 45 metres. Very laconic and very confident. The Blues by 2 goals. A seesaw last quarter. Just when we thought the Tigers had that run on.
Richmond, the first quarter of 4 goals too, so accuracy was with them. But since then, they've kicked a 6 goals, 14. Manton, deep in defence. Kick smothered on the mark. White, who's been a very good player on and off the bench today. On to Sexton. Down the ground onto the wing, kicks into the contest, centre forward, Williams in front. Campbell from behind to Daffy. Saw Murphy, fumbled the ball. Carlton forward, there it is. And the utter excitement of victory on the face there of David Parkin. Justin Murphy showing Nick Daffy the scoreboard. Disappointment from Nick, I'm sure. Had opportunities throughout the day. But after a very good first quarter from the Tigers, when they led by 10 points, Carlton worked their way back into the game to eventually run out the comfortable winners.
The Blues home by 22 points, a 5-goal third term, setting up the victory. Kernahan 2 and becoming the club's greatest ever goal scorer, beating an old record by Soapy Valance. The Tigers, their third loss in a row.
Plays on immediately. Centering kick intended for Charles. Off his fingertips, down in front. Worsfold off the deck. He's outnumbered here. Has he got the pace? No, Daffy comes away with it. Upended by McKenna. Floats it down towards full forward. Off hands, Bowden snaps and puts it through. Great anticipation. Off hands, he was there. Threw it on the boot. And the Tigers increase their lead.
Well, just another great goal here to Richmond. You see there John Worsfold applying the pressure, but Daffy, as he does so well, he does get a very quick foot on the ball, and he got it down to Turnbull, who could not believe that the ball was taken so crisply out of his defensive punch. Great talent again is Joel Brown. Got a couple of good youngsters out here, the Tigers.
21 points now the margin in favour of the Tigers. Grigic wins it, but it's Campbell who takes it away, pushes it down in front of Broderick. Under pressure, he gets the hand pass wide to Barr. Running towards goal, 40 metres out. He shoots and the Tigers are late.
It's been a while. Wow. Almost a serve there from Gale. Dragged down Morrison. Weapunda comes away, runs to centre half forward, goes across the ground. Gehrig's got it. He'll be 55 metres out.
Goal score.
Grigic going to the square. Gehrig goes in that direction. From behind, ball, big spring. Broderick camped in front, comes away, kicks out very wide. Centimetre perfect. Bounces out of bounds.
12 possessions to Broderick. Matty Rogers down on the sidelines. A man in the outer tonight. Men in the outer, boundary riders.
I'm going to talk to Matty later too.
There's the throw-in. Brendan Gale. A high kick. Matera unable to take it. An opposition to Barr. The Eagles desperate for their second goal. Jason Ball kicking their first in the and only in the first quarter. Call for 50, but no, says the umpire. And Brendan Gale picks up the ball and we'll go back.
Does the Goshen unsettling plan involve a rotation of players with Matera having
I know nothing, I'm just making an observation.
Oh!
Same blokes get unsettled though.
Well, he started with Michael Gale doing the unsettling, and now Nathan Bauer.
Joel Bowden went way too early. It's got to be an Eagles ball. Has to be an Eagles ball. Donnelly's on centre wing. Goes in towards Ball, who marks just inside 50, but he'll be kicking well outside.
And that was just Donnelly's second kick. Gasper doing quite well. And the Eagles struggling to find a forward that's in front at the moment.
Goes in towards full forward, spills over the back, slams into the behind post. So we'll have a throw-in. 1-6 plays 6-2. Good kicking for goal by the Tigers. Gale wins it, pushes wide. Donnelly and Gasper. Grigic again. Turner to Broderick. 13th possession. Cousins, however, takes the mark in front of Chris Bond. Plays on towards Matera. Also picking up plenty of possessions. A Worsfold in two minds. Eventually goes short to Chad Morrison. Still a long way out.
Matera hurt.
The Gehrig lead ignored. And
going to take it off him shortly.
Ilya Grigic is probably just as far out. This time he goes to Heady. A more penetrating kick in towards a big pack of players at full forward. Bauer goes from the back pocket to Bowden on the half-back flank.
And for all their chances, not a lead forthcoming from the Eagles forwards. They had 2 or 3 fellows in the square, all looking to take the big specky.
He passes in towards Duncan Kellaway. Plays on to Campbell. Now the Tigers starting to run. Broderick to Prescott. May come unstuck here, although Broderick just keeps on going like a steam train. Gives it away to Chrissy Bond. Bond goes for goal. And the Tigers are hot.
Gale and Grigic. Grigic that time. Schofield slaps it out wide. Broderick working hard, left it behind that time. Matera comes back onto the ball, trying to spin out of trouble, hit hard. Funky. Broderick, and now Bauer forward of the wing, kicks inside the 50. Charles steals himself from behind Turnbull. Miranda crashes the pack. Bad luck, lost it. That would have been some goal had he finished the effort off. Ball to the outer side. Bauer under pressure. Could have been pushed in the back. This is Campbell with the outside of the boot. Sends it down to the pocket. It breaks away from Turnbull. Charles kept it in. Miranda can't keep it in. Boundary throw in. Now, to put this in perspective, the Eagles kicked their lowest winning score against Richmond last season, 10-8 to 7-9. So at the present time, 44-12. Tells you about the size of the contract from here. Turnbull out of defence to midfield, gave it away. Gale's got it. Brendan Gale fancies his chances, gets onto the spiral, gives it a ride down to 5 metres out. Jakovic over the top. And the ball spills across the boundary line.
Halfway through the second quarter. Been a good one so far for the Tigers. Booted 3. McIntosh spoons it straight to Daffy. But his snap is just a little too severe to the right. .45 plays 12. Matty Rogers should be fairly pleased, I would imagine, with that scoreboard at the moment and his side's performance. Cousins, the Norwich rising star, goes from the back pocket towards Grigic on centre wing. Outgunned this time by Brendan Gale. Broderick picks up yet another possession. Over to Gasper, on to Campbell. Into full forward again. They're peppering away here. Joel Bowden again.
1-6. Fury got it down. Campbell, though, hurriedly onto the boot. McKenna couldn't control it. Eddie was taken high. Simmons into the path of Morrison through the middle. Down towards half forward. Philip Matera. 70 metres out from goal. Towards the pocket. Lewis slipping away from Prescott. He's marked in a sharp angle.
The call's being made. McIntosh has now gone forward, and Fraser Garrick is in defence on Burke. So they're going to have to throw the side around just to try and pinch 2 or 3 goals, just to resurrect that scoreboard somewhat and get some momentum going into half-time.
Guy McKenna. Meantime, Lewis kicks it behind. Level off the ground, Dipper.
Yeah, Dennis, a little bit concerned down here for Andy Lovell. Underneath that white blanket, his left knee has been heavily bandaged and packed with ice. Looks like he's jarred his knee.
Nothing going right for the Eagles. Brilliant kick in from Turner. In stride, hit Jamie Tate. Boots it down towards half forward. Heady. Could have been held approaching that one. Loose ball. Bullis leaps over the ball. Fights on. Jakovic ties it up. Bowden in there wrestling as well. Ball up. Left half forward for the Tigers. Jakovic back in action as if he hadn't been away. One wonders what's going through his mind tonight after watching Jason Dunstall yesterday. Saw him turn on a greasy patch earlier. Not something he would like to see. And of course, terrible luck for Jason. Campbell. Broderick. Working it close to the boundary line. Well played. Quick hands. Smothered off the boot by Cousins. Campbell looking for the quick kick. Going in there, the youngster. Wooden. It's across the boundary line. Richmond lead 51-13.
Yes, it's been like a drought for the West Coast. Just that one goal coming early on in the first term. Past Cousins, bombed towards the boundary line on centre wing and over. Such an important game for the Tigers if they're to stay in the hunt. Guy McKenna, his 200th. Appears to have recovered. Gale from Campbell. Towards left half forward. Garrick in trouble. Here they go again. Bond. His right foot kick goes over the line. He's got it down to the 50-metre line. So a throw in on left half forward. Justin Charles. The effervescent Justin Charles. Morrison. A hand pass out the back. Bond will be first to it. Well claimed by Simmons. Over the line. So another throw in. Ball goes at the second attempt. Oh, try the third. That gives it away. Gasper takes the hand pass from Barr. From half back. Pops it up over the middle. Big pack of players. Broderick lurking in front if he can get there in time. He can't. The Eagles can get down towards McIntosh and Co in the forward line. They desperately need to score. But Matera is beaten again. And it goes towards the outer side, courtesy of a Ross Funky. Miranda was his target. Gehrig is there, gets the hand pass to, but puts his teammate under real pressure. Miranda gives it out towards Charles. Charles, the big man, goes in towards centre half forward. It's okay, they're looking good at the moment. Barr goes for goal, and it's a long kick by Bowden. He's done it again.
So the premiership favourites in all sorts of trouble. Begs the question, should they be premiership favourites? Probably not anymore. The market would be changing as we speak. Daffy tries to knock it on. Gale. They haven't travelled well, the West Coast Eagles, for 18 months. Bauer is marked at 40 metres out. Chance to kick his fourth. What a turn.
And the aspect of travelling, I think, is always heightened when you play at night.
Yep, sure. No good things coming in tonight.
And despite the fact that the stadium perhaps just under half full, the atmosphere is probably triple that of a day game, given the fact that it is dark, and that adds the spectre of a roof to the stadium.
Gun barrel straight. 4 for Bowden.
Bluey McKenna coming off the ground in his 200th game to be replaced by David Hart, as we see a talent that most people around the Tigerland thinks can kick the ball as well as Royce Hart. They remind him of him, given the fact that he is a left footer, and he certainly kicks it as straight as the great Royce used to.
Yeah. Matty Rogers, there's something magical about a left footer, isn't there?
With the football.
Back in the middle once again. Jason Ball for the West Coast Eagles, but it's beaten. Look at the Tigers just running in numbers. They're everywhere at the moment. Charles gets a hurried kick towards centre wing. John Worsfolder's there. Beats Miranda on this occasion. Floats the hand pass towards Lewis, who's right on centre wing. Kicks straight into the runner. Ricochets off. Back towards Miranda. Now Charles. Still on centre wing. Up towards left half forward. Gehrig gave a not so subtle shove on Burke, and he will take the free kick. Wants to get on with it quickly. Still a long way out. The lead is on. The pass is there. Gale couldn't quite pick it up on the half volley. He goes to ground. Turnbull over the top. Daffy asks the question. We'll have a bounce.
Matthew, just ask you about the form of Brendan Gale. He really does appear to be more comfortable playing the majority of his game in the ruck.
Yeah, he's playing a great game tonight, and he's looking real good, getting a lot of taps down to Brodders, and Brodders is getting a lot of possessions at the moment. It's great.
Yes, he certainly is, Broderick. Heady beaten. Speaking of the devil, here goes Broderick. Up towards the forward line once again. Garrick's floating hand pass finds Matera, whips it onto the boot. Michael Gale underneath it, takes the mark. Got loose players in at half forward and finds Charles. Call to play on now. 75 metres out. In towards centre half forward. West Coast Eagles defence really being tested. They're peppering the goals, and Nathan Bauer gets into the action. His second. Bauer and Bowden have booted 6 between them for the quarter. 11-3 plays 1-7.
Yes, what a fantastic goal. And we might just ask our boundary rider in Matthew Rogers about the impact of Jeff Geeshan. I wonder, in fact, whether that has been the case, trying to unsettle Peter Matera, because he's now had 2 goals kicked on him by Nathan Bauer. Is there any truth in that rumour, Matthew?
Jeff Geesham's been really good for us coming from Geelong, and yeah, Nathan Bauer has come in tonight. He's playing really well on the wing, kicked a couple of goals. So.
Has he been ahead of him? Tigers lead by 56 points. Tape short to Campbell. He holds it up. 13 possessions for Campbell. On the lead, the star of the opening half. Bowden wheels around, kicks inside the 50. Down towards Gale, almost the grab. Daffy is there. Turnbull tries to pluck it away. Daffy, the loose ball. Snaps and gets another one. It's raining goals. 3 behinds have been scored by the West Coast in this quarter. Grigic wins it, but they cannot take it out of the middle. Bauer and Bond combine, the latter with a high kick. Hart was there, couldn't take it. Bauer gives it away to the duck, and Daffy goes for goal again. It's 8 goals, 2 for the term for Richmond.
It's difficult to come to terms with the fact that the West Coast kicked 21 goals at the Gabba last week. The way they're travelling, they'll be going at half-time with just 1 on the board.
There's just a couple of minutes remaining before half-time. Heady should take this on the outer wing. Despite the attention he does, gives it across to Glenn Jakovic. Now Simmons puts them inside 50, but Gaspar holds up that attack. He's got Michael Gale wide, who can run down towards the wing. Matera gives chase. His kick is not a good one, and a good diving mark taken just on the defensive side of centre wing by Josh Wooden. Finds Heady in the middle. He has a long look, and then goes down towards Wirpunda. Unable to take the mark. Cousins shows blistering pace, then goes to ground, tries to get it out to a teammate. He does, in McIntosh, who pops through. The 4th behind and the 4th score for the Eagles for the quarter.
Paul Broderick just having a rest. He's had a pretty good evening as a midfielder. He's also been a defender. He's combined beautifully with Brendan Gale on a number of occasions for goals for the Tigers.
Broderick directly to Worsfold, but Turner's kicking in has been a treat. There's the kick back from Worsfold, close to the boundary line. Gaspar, Matera dragged him down. The umpire has gone across to award a free kick to the Tigers. There's the kicking in from Tape and Turner on occasions. Has really cut up the West Coast Eagles. Gehrig's got the ball. Plays on. Matera. Back to Gehrig. In space. Fraser Gehrig on the wing. Decides to go for one of his runs. Cuts infield. Probing kick inside the 50. All too easy. Jamie Tape on his chest. 76-14. Remarkable. Tape to the outer side. Clock running down to half-time. Wait for the roar. This is Chaffee. Told to play on. Here's the siren. One right out of the textbook. The Tigers have pummeled the West Coast Eagles. Half-time. Guy McKenna's 200th is turning very sour. 12-4 to 1-8.
But at the same time, a big night for Brendan Gale. It's the 150th.
Matthew Knights looks a little bewildered. I'm sure they expect it to be very competitive and even in front at half-time, but certainly not the way the scoreboard looks.
Look at that. Richmond at 12-4-76. West Coast, 1 goal, 8.
Uncontested. Nichols immediately away. Miranda bouncing through the centre square. Kicks through centre half forward. Big pack. Turnbull reaching over the top. Fisted away. Charles again. Very dexterous for a big man. Pulls it around. And Burke running with a flight of it. Has taken the mark only 5 metres out. Charles spotted him.
Robert Walls would have been happy to have him coming back into the team.
Burke at his second. From memory got the first of the game. 10 metres out, straight through the middle.
Was Burke, and what a fly it was. No mark. McIntosh feeling the heat. Burke popped one high, sucked off the ground by the duck, and Daffy has gone. Three goals to Nick Daffy. 17 now for the season. 17 for Richmond tonight.
And everything's just turning to black and gold here tonight. The Tigers can't do a thing wrong, and big fly by Burke. McIntosh looking for the safety of the goal line.
Old House Chairman of Selectors Ian Miller will have plenty to ponder on the trip home, no doubt. Chaffee, Holland. Left footer is wobbly towards left half forward. Matera uses the body. Heady gives him assistance. Goes in towards the middle. Miranda gets around David Wirapunda. Floats the hand pass to Campbell. He'll have to be quick. He's okay. Nichols. Wider to Michael Gale. But Sitz will have a shot. Michael Gale from 25 out. Pops for another one for the Tigers. Another fantastic effort. Brett Heady ridden into the ground. Schofield soccers it probably 7 or 8 metres, only as far as Kellaway. Morgan, nice turn. And on the siren, Josh Wooden goes goalwards. It matters not. No score. And Richmond run out huge winners here at the MCG in front of 26,721 adoring fans. Brett Heady, well, just telling the tale as far as the West Coast are concerned. Let's go down to Dipper.
Yeah, unfortunately, Brett Heady's down here in a bit of pain. Looks like he's done his knee here. The doctor's a little bit concerned about it. So I'll just keep you up to date with it. They're just trying to ice it up here.
Well, that will be an absolute tragedy for the West Coast Eagles if there's a serious problem there as far as Brett Heady is concerned. Let's hope it is not as serious as that. It may just be cramp. Dipper.
Well, it's a fantastic win by the Boys tonight.
Yeah, terrific, Dipper. Had a real crack at it, as you saw. You know, we were very hard at the footy, got off to a good start. And for us to kick 18 goals is just great because we've only been kicking 9 or 10 the last few weeks. But no, they were terrific. You know, we needed to win to be 4-4 and we're still in the hunt, so that's great.
It was a very long week. I mean, Monday night football.
Oh, yeah.
And tonight you were very intense yourself.
Oh, well, I guess we've had a long time to think about the game. Yeah.
Thanks, Robert.
Yes, an excellent performance, and Jared, as Robert Wall said, back in the hunt at 4-4. And Brett Heady appears as though that may have just been cramp.
Yes, he has had a pretty big day, Brett Heady. He's one of the best players for the West Coast Eagles, and they weren't too easy to find. Joel Bowden, I thought, was best on the ground for the Tigers. Ably supported by Paul Broderick. One supplied the drive along with Wayne Campbell, but it was the brilliance of Joel Bowden across that half-forward line with his 4 goals that really did split this game right open in the second term. The signs were good for the Tigers right from the first quarter, the opening bounce, and they weren't all that impressive for the Eagles. They did look a little bit lacklustre, but in end, a great victory for the Tigers.
Yes, it certainly was. The scoreline telling the tale of the night. 18-11, 119. Richmond, West Coast, 9-13, 67. Coming up shortly, talking...
Never mind, we'll fight it, we're back! Away from Tigerland. We never wait until the final siren's gone. Like the Tigers of old, we're strong and we're bold. Away from Tiger, yellow and black. Away from Tigerland.
Has been missing for a month with a hamstring injury. His return boosted a struggling forward line. Jason Ball was the only Eagle to convert, and at no stage did the Tigers drop their guard, or even the most difficult of grabs.
Here's an in towards half-forward. What a fantastic diving mark.
Richmond going to the break 16 points up, leaving behind a frustrated Chris Lewis. Suffering concussion, Guy McKenna's 200th was a blur, and that's all Peter Matera saw of Nathan Bauer bursting off the wing twice. Joel Bowden was also a surprise packet off half-forward with 4. In fact, Richmond booted 8 goals for the term. Then Bullis was bulldozed.
Very solidly down he went.
Fraser Garrick was reported, and some of the more experienced Eagles carried on the intimidation.
They need to say anything.
With Peter Matera benched to cool off, Richmond didn't lose focus or form. Despite a late rally by West Coast, the Tigers cruised to a 52-point win. Michael Roberts for Nightline.
9-goal last quarter. Mark Doran has highlights.
The Saints looked switched on as Brown's intercept brought full points, but the lead was to change 10 times in a fast and furious opening term. Winmar was his usual elusive self.
Kicks it goal! Kicks a beauty!
While with Richmond's main goal scorer in the stands, Justin Charles became a focal point.
Now Charles trying to fend off the Campbell, running to the pocket around the corner.
First gamer Brett Evans tried to burst the game open, but it was finesse, not force, that got the Tigers clear in the form of David Burke. He set up a handy break with great control across half-forward.
What a beautiful piece of play from David Burke.
Trailing by 19 points at the start of Term 3, St Kilda's first task was to close Richmond down. Mission accomplished, Harvey's class started the comeback.
That's a goal from Harvey.
The lap and low combination then edging the Saints ahead. Stan Alves thought a 4-point lead would be hard to defend. He was wrong. The brilliant Burke aside, the Saints dominated the last term, booting 9 goals to 2. Late inclusion Jason Heatley finished with 5, but it was Aussie Jones in his 50th game who celebrated most.
To Jones for another one.
Mark Doran, 7 Nightly News.
Which to my mind sealed the game. He's had a very good game himself. Showed a lot of promise in 95, disappointing last year, but maybe he can come back to his best. Gaspar. As the siren sounds, so there is a big win for the Melbourne Football Club. A very bad loss to the Richmond Football Club, and you can see the excitement here and the relief from the Melbourne players. It's been a big week. They've been through a lot this year, and there's their skipper Gary Lyon there, Terry, who I reckon that's about as fast as he's run all night.
And Terry, you've got to ask the question, why?
Oh, definitely. Yeah, I mean, I've been in this situation where I was terminated after a couple of games, and the side the next week came out and did quite well. Barmy gets to look at this now. I mean, a commendable effort to every player there from the Melbourne Football Club. I mean, they were tremendous. They rose to the occasion.
And in fact, they kicked just 2 goals, 2 in the last half. An extraordinary effort. And Melbourne, on the other hand, booted 8 goals, 6 in the second half. They ran out comfortable winners, 14-8 to 9-13.
Today as coach, Greg Hutchison's plan for Melbourne was clear.
Well, hopefully we can get the ball into the forward line a bit more often than we did last week, and if we do, well, we should be able to go okay.
The D's attacked the task with long kicking and determination. Todd Viney booting 2 goals in 3 minutes.
This should result in another goal, and he's made it 2.
Richmond were quick to reply, breaking away at every chance. But it was Melbourne, for the first time in many weeks, ahead by 3 points at the first break.
Kicks a goal.
Hutchison reminded his troops there were still 3 more quarters to win, but the Tigers roared ahead, attacking hard and making life difficult for Melbourne. It took something special from Jeff Farmer to keep the D's in the game. Only to have Robert Powell snap a freak left kick from an impossible angle, and Richmond were ahead by 15 points at half-time.
Oh, no! He's kicked a goal.
Gary Lyon led by example. Farmer followed with 2 more goals and the Demons hit the front.
Melbourne's going to hit the front!
But again, the Tigers came back, turning what was expected to be a whitewash into a thriller.
Around the corner.
Feelings ran high in the Tiger camp, so too for Melbourne, who used their emotion to fuel a final burst.
Look at this bounce!
Kick.
Home by 25 points, the Demons and their fans celebrated their first win since round 1.
It was, yeah, there's a little bit on Wolsey, a bit of video and things like that. Look, it's a fantastic effort, isn't it? 600 games at this level is just sensational. But the players are going to do it, for the crowd. We think we let the crowd down last week. We're very disappointed. We're going to try and earn a bit of respect back, mate. We need to do that, and we're better than here tonight.
Good luck tonight, Tony.
Thanks, mate.
Tigers kicking to the left of screen. Rocker's 100th match. It is a big crowd and a big atmosphere here. The stakes are high. There is a huge fallout for the loser. Moncourse got flattened after he belted the ball forward. Miranda was hard at it with Russell. Broderick looking for a free kick. Handball forced on by Curran against the flow. Williams there. Onto it hard was Prescott, I think. And it's going to be a ball up inside 50. So Sharkey was a decoy. As Dipper told us, Michael Gale squeezes it to the boundary line and finds it. Good night. We had real gloom and doom today, thinking it would be freezing cold and hailstorms and windy, but it's not too bad at all. So Gale's got a job on Williams.
There's Moncourse, who had an interesting chat with Robert Powell prior to the opening siren starting. It was a real David and Goliath affair. It may warm up as the night goes on. Certainly at the moment, very pleasant. We'll expect it to get down to around 7 a little bit later on, maybe the odd shower. Buckley and Prescott there, some marvellous duels set up for the evening as Miranda soccers off the ground. The Tigers fans happy to have him back. And the mark taken by Daffy. Up towards centre half forward, towards Paul Bullis. Still a long way out, but he takes the mark on right half forward. Penetrating kick towards Holland, who was in fine form in the reserves last night. Campbell caught, gets the kick away in towards full forward. But the free kick is going to come back and it's going to go to the big Tiger and talented Tiger, who's going to shoot directly in front, just 10 metres out.
And Osborne as much as they possibly can tonight.
Ben Holland kicked 8 in the reserves last week, so he's got the nod from the selectors and he starts the Tigers off for the night here at the G.
Well, that's just the start the Tigers wanted.
Now Powell, first one way, then the other. A stammering hand pass, eventually finds Campbell. He gives a little ground, goes to Bullis, who kicks it high. It's a standing start, but a fine mark taken by the flying Buckley. Off he goes, back towards centre half forward. Anthony Rocker was beaten. Wayne Campbell picks it up, belts it round his body, but Paul Williams drops back, gets a hand to it, can't complete the mark. This is pressure football as Buckley goes storming through again. Now Nichols a chance, he's closing in on the goals. He's 50 metres out, he's 40, he's run a long way. He gives the hand pass away, the youngster should goal and he does! Benny Moore kicks his first.
Bruce, they're allowing players to have a bit more time with the ball when they are caught, as we see Anthony Rocker coming off the ground.
Holland, good tap. Prescott push forward, gives Nichols a chance. He's a great finisher. Kicked 5 last week and threads the needle. They're going well.
He's only had, as we see the two mates there on the screen, Paul Williams has just had one handball in the first quarter. He's been picked up by Michael Gale.
Start of the second term, Friday night football, 1-4 to 3-7. Moncourse wins the tap. Benny Gale's been good. He got a little left-footed to it. Here's Broderick, who was mentioned by our men on the boundary a moment ago. Patterson, a handball by Powell. Little kick by Prescott, didn't go very far. Collingwood with a chance. Free kick, they're going to Richmond or to Brown, is it? There's some confusion here. I think it's Daffy's ball, and he was prepared to stand the mark on Brown, so that's a bonus for the
half-forward flank of the good long kick to Richardson. Yes, Siri. It's a good kick, and he's a wonderful athlete.
He's get a little bit jittery when he has a set shot.
There's a good shot at the angle from behind. We'll follow it through. Can Richardson stretch this lead? He can. Well, it's early days, but we were talking off air at quarter time, and Sandy, you get a feeling, and the feeling is that the Tigers are going to be there at the finish tonight.
11 shots to 5, but Richmond getting the early goal in the second quarter. Goes up over centre wing. There's a big pack of players. Moore tried to pounce on it. He kicked the goal, the young boy from Manil. Scott Crow at the bottom. And he has the ball. Schäuble. Scrag. Lose it. Holland may get a second attempt. He tries to slap it out. Does so. Drive ball again goes up. This time the advantage is going to be paid to Gavin Brown. He plays on a stuttery old hand pass out of defence. Schäuble's okay to Williams. Williams plays on. He's got to get firing into this game. Lovely hand pass to Watson. The good doctor's pass is good to Rocker. He's a mile from home. Will he let one go? He's a long, long way out. But he goes back. And it's a booming drop punt. What a kick by Savannah! Watching a thriller. Still at half forward. A chance for Moore to clear for Richmond. A couple of bounces. Look out, he just about ran into his own teammate. Now he goes back and he gives it away to Harrison, who looks up towards centre half forward. Richardson gave a nudge underneath. It went unnoticed. Richardson looks to recover. Powell's got pace. He's quick. Outside 50. He's got to be quick. He's in two minds. Goes to Prescott. 70 metres out. Now goes the short distance home. Long towards Richardson. Trent Nichols just giving him some room and making a point. Umpire Jamie Love concentrating on Richardson.
He's not confident with these set shots, is he?
Well, he plays on now. I think it's okay.
2 points, 5-6 to 5-8.
So we resume again on centre wing. Hurried kick under pressure by Wild. Gather little distance. Holland also suffering the same problem. Wild going in again like there's no tomorrow. Broderick, Holland and co also there. Another bounce as we count down to half time. Just 10 goals so far scored for the half. Buckley and Holland won by the former. Gale gets a bad bounce. Moore gives it back to Michael Gale, however. Richmond have got time to score here. In towards the left forward pocket area. Nick Daffy was the target. But Bullis and Schäuble. Bullis wins it. Pokes it out the back. Oh, Daffy. That quick kick was very, very skillful. Here's an opportunity for the youngster again. Trent Nichols has kicked his second with only seconds remaining in this half.
They come back now, so they are going to stick with that. Benny Gale and Matthew Richardson playing from the goal square.
Harrison, a reasonable build-up out wide. Bullis with him, Schäuble. Manhandled him, Schäuble. Free kick, Bullis. Fair enough. Collingwood within a point. The last time they were in front, Collingwood, was 9 minutes into the first quarter. So the Tigers have had the better of it, but they still lead Richmond by a single point. So Bullis a long way from home. He's between centre wing and half forward. Richardson goes now, and Bullis kicks it to him. A couple of big flies. Free kick coming back. Gee, Richmond unlucky here. In fact, if Robert Powell hadn't heard the whistle then and didn't pass the ball to Gale, you'd give him a smack, wouldn't you? He's tried to have a shot, but Richardson's going to get a free kick. He's had no confidence at all, Richardson, kicking for goal tonight. He's made a couple of bad mistakes trying to play on. He's kicked two, but he's taken from the ground in the second quarter when he played on at centre wing and got all sorts of confusion reigning around his teammates and cost them a goal. Collingwood supporters don't like it. Richardson to increase the lead to 7 points. That's a great kick. That's a rocket kick. It's a goal.
And if you're watching at home, you've got the best seat in the house here on 7 for this one. 43 plays, 50 if you've just tuned in. It's the Tigers who lead, but an absolute cliffhanger. How long can they keep up this pace, this pressure? Nichols takes it from Prescott, goes across the ground. Richardson a slight fumble, but he picks himself up. Bondi says, I'll take you all on. And he can't win that one. Gang tackle to the ground.
And no prior opportunity there for Bond. Good pressure from both sides tonight.
So right on 50. Monkhorst and Wright for Collingwood. Scotty Turner doing the ruck work there. Wright worked well. Here's Williams. When he goes, he really goes. But Michael Gale's equal to the task and he puts the pressure on that's required. Buckley, an excellent spoil. Played by Nathan Buckley. Scotty Crow has it. They go in towards goal. Over the top of Rocker. Which way will it bounce? Heads towards goal and just away to the left as Gaspar races through with that ball. How long they can keep this pace and this pressure up.
Well, it's a real arm wrestle at the moment, Sandy, and you just wonder which side's midfielders will tire first.
So Rocker may be looked at. Now, Harrison, was he off? Probably not. Back to Campbell, having a big match. To Kellaway at half-back. Tim, a mistake either way here is so critical, isn't it?
I was just thinking the same thing, Bruce. In a tight game like this, mistakes are critical.
Monkhorst, well done. Patterson belting it forward. Prescott courageously held his ground against Curran. Chappie coming through, got a lot of distance. Inside 50, Richardson going for it. That's Mark Richardson, hasn't got to him, but now he gets the chance. Can he break a tackle? He does, to Paul Williams. Williams exciting, kicks the ball wide, maybe too far. Kellaway at the back, taken by Prestige Gomo. Out to Buckley. Buckley's high left foot. Can Collingwood take a big mark? Crow sets himself. Gaspar's got it. Good mark. Free kick all the way, I think. Going to Campbell, who's having a fantastic game at the back. Best and fairest of the club a couple of years ago in their big year. Kicks the ball to centre wing to Chaffee. Talented sportsman Chaffee, was on a baseball scholarship in the States. Ball inside half forward, missed by Bullis. Play on call. Graham Wright with an opportunity to steady up.
Goes from half back. Flat-looking helicopter punt is going to bounce its way down towards the attacking 50. Collingwood in the scoring zone once again. But the desperation is just a credit to all. A very important 6.5 minutes left in this term. Again, an infringement in the ruck that's gone against Big Monkey. Holding on, he said, to the top of his jumper, which he was with the left hand. So play goes on for the Tigers, and it's Turner on centre wing. An underground puck, doesn't have a lot of distance about it, but it's picked up by Powell. He goes towards half forward. Here he comes, Richardson, leaping, but he can't take the mark. Wild's in trouble, in real trouble. The cry of ball goes up, and he's been beat. Great tackle by Darren Gaspar. Richmond will go inside 50. Flagging punt is okay. Brendan Gale is going to have a shot, 45 out. Collingwood make the change. Rocker holding that left side, as we said, appeared to have a major problem. Coming on is the veteran Gavin Kusiska.
And I think he hurt his side when he collided with Campbell before.
In the meantime, Brendan Gale can stretch this lead for the Tigers. At the moment, it is 6 points. It is now 12 points.
There are goal kickers on the interchange now. Some doubt about Rocker, you'd think. Prescott out of the centre, kicks the ball to half forward. Richardson had a fair chance. Little kick away. Bullis back to Chaffee. Now can he use Richardson? Comes back to centre of the ball, to centre half forward. Ben Moore was there. I've liked his game tonight. 45 metres out. Kicks the ball up in the air. It'll be touch play on. Shawball, quick kick away, but only straight to Bond at 52 metres. too far out to kick the goal. On his own in the goal square is Richardson. Now he sets it up for him. Richardson sets himself and takes a screamer. It's been paid. Now have a shot, son. Don't play on. What a mark, Timmy.
Just a bit of an experience there by James. James really should have blocked Richardson's run at the ball on that occasion.
He's going for his fourth goal, straight in front, and has he got it? He has missed it. Unbelievable. You wouldn't read about it.
Well, Bruce, if you look at his kicking this year, you actually would read about it because he's been inaccurate.
Bad misses. Still, let's not dwell on that. Through the arms of Holland. Could Collingwood turn this right around? Williams. Suddenly there could be a 2-goal turnaround here if we're not careful. Williams spears it in towards half-forward. Rocker's caught behind. Grasiska's playing down in there too at the moment. Patterson is there. Osborne also. Taken away by Michael Gale, who got it out. Harrison gets a lovely little kick towards centre wing. Now the Tigers are in business again as Powell runs centre wing. He bounced his way down towards 50. A centering kick. Where's the leaping gnome again? Oh!
Was an inspired mark. You could just see him taking off. We see Robbie Powell sets it up. Matthew Richardson from the clouds, and his opponent Mark Richardson, he just has to go with him, but he probably just lacks that little bit of athleticism.
So here he is directly in front. Bruce, shut your eyes and we'll watch this ball sail, but will it sail straight? From 46 metres, it's a flat-looking helicopter pumped again, and it's not at all pretty off the boot.
He's lost his confidence in his kicking. There's no doubt about that. He has to go back to the basics as we go down to Dipper on the bench. How's Anthony Rocker, Dipper?
He's okay, Tim.
Collingwood got the first goal of the third quarter. They got within 2 points in a hurry, then got within 1. But Richmond is able to stretch the lead from 8 to 14 in that term. Matthew Richardson. Gee, what a quarter.
Look, if you're going to pay them, you pay them all night. You don't just choose them in the last quarter of a game.
Osborne sets it up to Sirocco at full forward almost, and he's going to get a free kick. He got a slap across the chops. Well, what a controversial free kick the other one though, against Gaspar.
And the hand was across the face.
It's kick 3 in his 100th game. He must score here from 25 metres out, directly in front. He's kicked the goal.
The Magpies close the gap after a couple of interesting decisions, but play goes on. Broderick out of the centre. Down towards half-forward. Osborne is there defending. Graham Wright is quick, and he's also got a birthday today. He'd love to celebrate with a win. But it's like a piece of soap, isn't it, out there? The pressure being applied by Harrison is good. It comes towards Moore. He gives it away towards Bond. It's a high kick. Well, Nichols it was in towards Bond. Couldn't take it cleanly. Could have been some holding on. Fans not happy. Play goes on. Tackling is like it was in the first quarter. How long can they keep it up? Holland is caught. Gets it away quickly towards Chaffee. He looks down towards centre half forward. A big pack of players. Here's an opportunity. It goes over the head of Richardson. He can leave it. He won't miss that one. So Paul Bullis and Matthew Richardson combine for Richo's fourth. And they've got the answer. It's again a 14-point break. Oh, they want a mark, they want a rover, they want Wild to do something. He can't, but Aussie's there. On the left foot, up goes the black and white army. They're still there.
About 4 Collingwood players around him at the time. He had enough of the ball.
Wouldn't you love to measure the stress levels of the coaches in a situation like this over 30 minutes? They push forward Collingwood, they push forward Wild off the ground, and Gaspar off his boot. 8 goals 9 to 9 goals 10.
Scotty Turner. Using all of his allotted time. Goes straight down the middle. Now Holland will fly from behind. In front was Gavin Brown.
You could tell where the ball was going. Richmond flooding that part of the ground.
Chips away towards Scotty Russell. He's 70 metres out. Chips back again. Was it the right option? Only time will tell. Darren Gaspar marks in defence. Maybe not. The long kick could have been in order. Campbell gives it away to Powell. He heads to the outer side, over the head of Broderick. Russell again, keeps Collingwood in the hunt. Buckley spears the hand pass away. They come surging forward. They need the next goal. Maybe they'll get it. Wild gives the hand pass to Patterson. Patterson goes for goal. Patterson! Yes! He's between half-back and centre. Spent considerable time on the bench, did Gavin Francisco. Now to half-forward. Towards Gavin Brown, Liddell, Wild gets a short kick, but it's smothered. Look at Kellaway. He has been fantastic tonight. Look at Campbell, Osborne, Broderick, Gaspar. Caught. Back to Broderick again. The left footer will head away to Michael Gale. Now he's got Prescott over the top, but he can't take the mark. Buckley also lost it. Scoops it out the back door. Play on, says the umpire. Broderick almost applied a high tackle. Curran kicks the full forward. Brown's the flyer. Rocker there also. Brown recovers. Tries to get it to Osborne. How long can this keep going? It's eventually socked towards the line. But kept in play by Harrison. Over the top. Osborne is there. Campbell is there. And so too is the boundary line.
Sandy, there's a number of players almost dead out there on their feet. Michael Gale can hardly raise a trot. Scotty Russell ran him right down the other ground. We see David Burke.
Burke's in a bit of trouble too. Looks though he might have injured his forearm there. Collingwood at 50 metres. Chief Michael Gale had got it. Prescott was all alone, wasn't he? There's Osborne. He's been pretty important. Chance for Wild. Ball still in. Wild can go all the way.
He's got to run at him.
And has kicked the goal. They're in front.
Fresh man on the bench, isn't it? This could be a critical interchange, this one.
Good luck to him as he has his first game with his new club. We wish him well. What a time to come on. Turner to the outer side. There's a contest there. It spills to the bottom. No, the mark is going to be paid. Agree, Tim?
Well, it makes you wonder about that Bullis one earlier in the quarter, doesn't it?
It's Gale who's going to take it at half-back. Benny Gale.
Kicks to the centre. Just too far. But a bouncing ball. Collingwood Shawball onto it. Good hip and shoulder though by Richmond. Benny Moore can kick a goal. He has threaded it. The little fella. 71 apiece.
Well, they can be a dangerous side on the kick-out, Collingwood.
James, straight down the middle. Richardson in from the side. Goes through to the back. Moore looked for the free kick. Didn't come his way. Comes towards Crow, who just paddles it to his teammate. But Richmond now applying the pressure. They've turned the heat up just a fraction. Chappie's kick is wide. Graham Wright gives chase. The fresh man Baldwin is after him. It's over the line.
Sensational play then by Trent Nichols. Just to hold the ball up. The pressure he applied to the Collingwood player on that occasion was magnificent. Kept the ball in and almost created an opportunity where Richmond would have been able to get themselves a scoring shot.
Eddie Francis looking on. Campbell out of the air. A high kick. Richardson. Short ball. Richardson plays on. He loves a snap. He loves a snap. The big man at centre half back. Goes wide to Mark Moringa. Not too much wrong with him as he floats down the middle. Looks to half forward. Towards Bullis. He's on all fours. Prestigiacomo is locking him up. Shawball is there too. The umpire comes in and takes charge, but Paul Bullis has done the job there as far as his teammates are concerned, and now Liddell and Moncors look on with considerable concern. Now it's Collingwood again, playing catch-up footy on the outer side. Belted by Rocker, back towards centre wing. Baldwin, welcome to your new side. Here's Powell, still running. He's been running all night at a fierce pace. Holland has been pretty good. Gets the hand pass away. Chaffee from a standing start and under pressure puts it out of bounds on the full. So another chance for Collingwood to go forward. But time is ticking away.
Centre wing. Gale's played his huge last quarter. No mark paid. Play on called. Richmond have got numbers. Broderick well played to Powell. Powell kicks the ball inboard. Here's Richardson. Should love this situation. Got a bad bounce. He's stiff. Shorter with it. Holding it up. Handball's okay into the centre. Taken by Brown. A cool head. Kicks it as far as he can to centre half forward. Buckley's outnumbered. Gasper gets back. Brendan Gale has been magnificent in the last quarter. Comes away. Delivers beautifully to Richardson at centre wing.
They'll take him on.
Kick 5, goes inside, dangerous kick though. Collingwood can rebound. Williams to Wright. Wright runs away, bangs it back to centre half forward. Could Walker take the mark? Coming in again, big Gale. What a game he's playing, holding them up again.
Well, he's just floating across half back, Bruce. Playing this kick behind play.
Wide to Turner, and he can just pop it over the top to Michael Gale, who's got hectares.
There's nothing upfield, Sandy.
And only a couple of minutes remaining. Clever kick towards the boundary line, and Powell will see it over. More than happy to.
Oh, it's just been a sensational game, hasn't it?
One of the best.
Just restores your faith in the game, a contest like this.
It's an old cliche, but it will be sad that there's got to be a loser. Because it was so important for both sides.
It hasn't been pretty.
Oh, gee, it's been good. One straight kick in it. 1.5 minutes left. Crowd at fever pitch. Richardson caught, gives the hand pass off towards Wildy. It's a hurried kick, gains probably 15-20 metres.
Up Gale when they go back.
From the throw-in. Is this one of the last rolls of the dice for Collingwood if they go into the forward line? It's smack in the middle at the moment. Miranda Sockers off the ground. Tired legs. Gavin Brown leading by example. He needs help. He gets it. Good shepherding, sees him clear. Osmond's got a bit of room. He can go. Is this the last roll of the dice for the Pies? Osmond through centre wing. Puts them over the 50 towards Samario Rocker. But again, look who's chopping it off. The great Brendan Gale, who's had a sensational final quarter.
That's where Richardson had to read the play better and take Gale away and become a dangerous player as Collingwood took the ball forward. Terrific play by Gale just to read there and get in the hole though.
70,350 the crowd here. 70,000 tonight. They've seen an absolute classic, Callaway. Can Collingwood make one last stand? Chorble, smothered by Nichols. Time is running out for the Maggies. Brown, back turn courageously. They were onto him. Nichols is onto it. Richmond are hanging on. Wright's got the footy. There's not much time. Shrubs a tackle. Quick kick. Doesn't go far enough. The Tigers have won it. The Tigers have got the money.
I tip this, Bruce.
Collingwood won't get out of it. Benny Moore's just got to kick it as far as he possibly can, and Richmond is going to win. It'll be a famous victory. He puts it up in the air. Richardson goes for it. Can't quite hang on to it. Shawville had a bit of it. Goes to Kosciuszko. It's all over.
chance here. Well, Tommy Hafey said it many years ago, Bruce, there's nothing more tigerish than a wounded tiger. And they were wounded, as we see the other side. We're back, all right. A remarkable game of football. You see why this game means so much to so many Melburnians. Here tonight, 70,000 of them. It's going to make every one of them happy this weekend in Barracks for Richmond. Every one of them will be floating on air this weekend. This team has made their lot just terrific for this long June weekend. It's a fantastic effort because I felt that they may have buckled in that second quarter. They really looked like they got the staggers, Bruce. They fought their way back and their second half was just magnificent.
Nathan Bauer, Matthew Francis, thank you very much. A job well done.
Yeah, thanks very much, fellas. Pleasure. Yeah, I just don't know what the contest across the road with the sumo wrestling match was like, but that was one hell of a fight.
Sensational scene, stirring stuff inside the Richmond rooms.
Following a thrilling 6-point victory over Collingwood last night, the Tigers' pace unsettled the Magpies early, while Matthew Richardson's athleticism in the air had a 70,000 crowd screaming. But the Richmond fans were quiet when Osborne snapped to put Collingwood ahead in the last. Not to be outdone, Richardson again put his hand up. His 5 goals and 13 marks met with an outpouring of emotion on the siren. Craig Willis, 7 Nightly News.
In positions. There's been a lot of high gatherers on both teams. It's just a floating kick by Kellaway. It's a bit of a trademark at times. Seymour breaking through. Can the Swans get one last one to send this crowd home in a delirious state? Kicks wide to Dale Lewis. Mooney, he's a chance. Lewis is a great chance for number 5. It's close, he's got it. That's the cream on the cake. Champion style, really. The Swans go forward. Knight's off the ground. I'll be pleased just to have him back. Orchard's handball, that's it. 9-goal win of the Swans. So that winning run continues here at the Sydney Cricket Ground. 16 matches now without defeat, 1 draw, 15 wins.
Swans fans got the dream start they'd hoped for at the SCG tonight, courtesy of Chapman.
Chapman coming through, goal!
Then Kelly. The Sydney side has booted 7 straight goals in the opening term. Mark Bayes an inspiration.
Oh, chance for Bayes again.
They continued to run the ball out of defence in the second term.
This will be sensational.
The Tigers finally managed to stem the flow with 3 goals of their own.
Oh, it's been kicked by Powell for a goal.
But the respite was fleeting.
That's super footy, Swans.
A 7-goal Swans lead at half-time blew out to 10 goals midway through the third term.
It's like a rugby situation. He's going to go all the way.
It took Michael Gale drifting down from half-back to give the Tigers a lift.
Good kick.
Richardson posting his 4th soon after.
Only by centimetres.
Despite the Swans' lead, Rodney Eade still gave his boys a bake at 3/4 time. It couldn't have been their accuracy he was unhappy with, the Swans nailing their 13th consecutive goal.
Oh, that's a great pick-up by Shannon Grant.
Richardson was playing a lone hand
good mark
and produced one of the marks of the year.
Richardson, fantastic mark.
The Swans responded with more of the same.
Here's Grant getting it from Maxfield, another goal.
Des Dowling, 7 Nightly News.
His second biggest ever win against the Tigers, the coaching pressure shifting from Kevin Sheedy to his Punt Road counterpart Robert Walls.
The battle between 14th and 15th promised little and didn't deliver anything until 12 minutes in.
Kick looks great, that is. Bombers first.
The Bombers found their range, but the Tigers didn't trouble the scorer. Walls pointed the finger, but a comedy of errors allowed Essendon to dominate.
Now a chance for Mercury if he can steady. How about that?
The Tigers first, coming 24 minutes into the second term.
Where the Tigers' first goal, there it is.
The woeful Tigers running Essendon into form, and Sean Denham took the opportunity to impress.
150 games today. Celebrate, son. There it is, another one for the Bombers.
Sheedy's youngsters also starred.
The boy from the under-18s puts it through the middle.
3 late goals saved Richmond from an embarrassing record low score, but the final seconds summed up a dismal day.
Had an opportunity to kick his first goal in 9 behinds.
He has after the siren.
And trailed at the first 2 changes, but despite shocking kicking for goal, got the upper hand in the second half to win by 3 goals.
As you'd expect when big cats meet, a scrap. Well, scrappy anyway. Brisbane's first goal came from a free, as did Richmond's. But Richardson's second had the Tigers 4 points clear at the break. Daffy moved them further ahead in the second, but Jared Malloy, desperate, closed the gap. But the Lions squandered chances, and Richardson's third let them take a 5-point lead into the long break. When he kicked his fourth, the Tigers' fifth, a boil-over seemed on the cards. The Lions couldn't buy a goal, 6 straight behinds until McRae broke the drought. And when Ashcroft goaled, it was the Lions in front. They'd kicked 2-9 to 1-2 and led by just 8 points. Tigers fans didn't like this, the subsequent goal even less, but Bullis goaled to give them a sniff, and Holland off the ground made the difference just 2 points. But that was it. Michael Voss on song, suddenly it was 10 points. Hart finished it off, 18 points the margin, the Lions in the 8. Tony Barnett, 7 Nightly News.
The form in a big way, humbling Hawthorn at the MCG. A 10-goal last quarter was the best football Richmond has played all season. Powell and Harrison booting 4 for the match. A half-time melee had tempers frayed.
Hawthorn grabbed the first goal, but the Tigers dominated around the ground.
It's been handy around the corner. This could bounce through.
Salmon couldn't understand the ruck infringement, but Gale accepted the goal, and there was no confusion over the best team at quarter time, Richmond by 13 points.
He's kicked it.
Gale was also left wondering when Salmon goaled from a free after the break, but the Tigers' frustration didn't show on the scoreboard.
Gives it across to Powell. He's going to kick his third goal.
The half ended with a show of strength.
Things getting just a little bit willing down here.
Robert Walls enjoying the lead and the encounter. Courage was called for again after the break. John Platten and then Daniel Harford also passed the test, helping to keep the Hawks in touch.
Salmon, yes. Good mark.
But the floodgates finally opened in the last term.
This is going to go close to the goal line. He may have kicked it. He has.
The Tigers gaining percentage with the last 10 goals of the match. The tired Hawks inviting the return of the too old, too slow tag.
Here's another one. Harrison, 4 for the quarter.
Darren Linton, 7 Nightly News.
Derek Hall starring with 5 goals.
It was celebration day for 2 cats, but Rogers was out to spoil the party in the opening term. Hall replied, kicking 2 for the quarter.
Bends it back superbly, straight through the middle.
But Daffy was on a roll.
Daffy's kicked a goal around the corner. This is a great snap. He's kicked a goal.
And when Harrison goaled after the siren, the Tigers were up by 23 points at quarter time. In the second term, Barnes was moved up forward with immediate results.
As Barnes kicks a goal.
Hall booted his 4th and the Cats were back. Harrison steadied the Tigers, an 8-point lead at half-time. The Cats went ahead in the third term through Colbert. They added 3 more goals to Richmond's 1 to take a 9-point lead at the final break. The Cat attack went into overdrive in the final term. Richardson replied, but Geelong were well ahead. The sealer coming from Hocking.
Fitting on his 200th, it's a great goal.
The Cats by 32 points. Hocking celebrating his 200th game with a well-deserved souvenir. While Matthew Richardson's exit from Cardinia Park was marred by this spiteful clash with a Geelong supporter.
Pops it for space. Bond has to run on. That was a terrible kick, really. Betwixt and between. Charles makes it look okay, though. Gets it across to Powell off the step. Kicks a goal.
Well, it's American football. He's that padded up that well. Have a look at him. He's got a bigger breast on the left side than he has on the right.
The Cats stay on top of the table. They win at home 16-14 to 12-6.
Yes, Matthew Richardson not altogether happy with what that Cat fan had to say. But Geelong, after taking a while to shake off the Tigers, eventually home by 32 points. And Derek Hall finding some form up there. 4 first half goals. He ended with 5 for the day. For the Tigers, Daffy 3, Richardson 3. And Daffy, Richardson and also Wayne Campbell spending a bit of time on the bench today.
Peter Caven with the free. Burke punches. Came back on. Hart snaps it goal. It won't bounce through. It has. Ben Hart becomes the 9th Adelaide player to kick a goal. 9 singles they are. This is quite remarkable as we watch it in replay.
And Ben Hart, he just pushed into the forward line when you're confident. Team's got the ball, run hard into the forward 50, the Crows defence. Caven and Hart are both doing that, and the fortuitous bounce, end over end.
So Costa on screen, such an important player after coming back from that knee operation. Harrison showing a bit of flair, takes it out. Jamison, always cool under pressure to James. Defence has been magnificent so far for the Crows. Inside the centre square, Table's a high flyer. Robin feeds the ball off. It's a good hand pass, a bad bounce for Jarman. Maybe a bit of magic. Can he pull a rabbit out of the hat? Now you see him, now you don't. Now he kicks a goal.
Jarman, the first Adelaide player tonight, he kicked 2. Hitman too tall. Wouldn't have made much difference there. He was on his own. Tate was late on the scene.
Look at the look on the face of
Sean Bond, he couldn't believe it himself. Now let's have a look at this. Sean brings a step ladder. Oh, that's just a fantastic leap. Sometimes players clamber up the back of an opponent. Montra just basically jumped onto his shoulders, on Bullis's shoulders. Strong hands in front of his eyes.
That was the textbook mark, wasn't it?
That was a textbook high fly.
That will come close to mark of the year, you'd reckon. That
he's already got that.
I reckon that one was better. He's kicked the goal. 2 goals, 1. 11-3 for 2 behinds. Well, the best thing the Tigers have done tonight is to turn up. So 12-3 to 3 behind. The difference is 12 goals. McLeod takes the mark in the back pocket, or just up from there. Across to Ormond Allen. He goes straight. Rodman took off before acceptances. No free kick and no mark. Throws at the fall of the ball, led by Caven. Draws a man. Snap it goal by Varney. And he has put it through. I think it's a pass there.
The Crows by 13 goals. This is the best performance I've seen this year. Maybe the opposition is not so great tonight, but they certainly are playing a wonderful brand of football, getting in first for the ball, creating their opportunities, plenty of runners, got a great defence. Around the ball, anything that's loose, we see James gives it across to Connell. Harrison's done a couple of nice things since coming off the bench to Daffy, who kicks long now. This might bounce through, it has. So the Tigers have their first.
About their best player.
So inside the centre square, not much has happened on the Tigers forward line. He kicks the ball long, in front is Jamison, pushed out of the way by Gale, too big that time. Looks like he may have hurt himself at the same time. He's only kicked 8 goals for the season. His form has been up and down. He's kicking from about 35 metres out. And he's kicked a goal.
Up towards half forward again for the Crows. Rogers crunched to the ground and the ball jarred free.
Vardy.
Bickley, well, he got crunched as he kicked by Prescott. Jarman again. Brilliant. Centering kick. Oh, superb vision. As Vardy's taken it 20 metres out from goal directly in front.
Well, it's one thing in football to have the idea and know what to do, but gee, it's nice to have the skills to be able to do it. Not only did Jarman mark the ball in the contest, he saw that Vardy had dropped clear 25 metres out from goal straight in front, just hooked the left foot across the body, dropped it right on his head.
Probably could have kicked the goal himself, judging by his effort in the first quarter. He kicked a gem on the run, similar position, with the right foot. But Vardy for his third. Witchy's kick. Just over a minute before half-time.
And every Crows player forward of centre at this boundary throwing.
Charles at the back of Wren. A cruel bounce there for Tate. Prescott. A little give. Hand pass comes out in the direction of Jarman. Haven says go. He does. Jarman from 45. What else would you expect? It doesn't get any better than that.
And that quarter from the Crows, their second best second term ever against the Tigers. Their first term was their best ever against Richmond.
Probably now won't get it. James. Maybe, no, Rashudo. Kellaway. Harrison. Campbell. Campbell in the back pocket. Not a long kick, but plenty of height. And out of bounds once more. So just over a minute remaining in this match. Crows got a standing ovation at half-time as Brett James picks himself up. They'll get an even bigger one when the siren goes, as I said, in just over a minute. 131 points the margin.
They led by 49 points at quarter time, 84 points at half time, and 109 points at three-quarter time. So James kicks the ball deep into the forward line. Callaway has battled pretty hard on Tony Modra. Heads towards the boundary line. Bond, all the time in the world, from outside 50, just pops it up looking for Rashudo. Good punch weight that time by Harrison. Taken by Sampson, and he kicks a magnificent goal. Well, he doesn't have to do laps tomorrow morning. He's safe.
137 points is the margin. They need another goal for their biggest ever win against Richmond. And it probably would be one of their biggest ever wins since they've been in the competition. I don't have those figures in front of me. The biggest winning margin, 139 points, as I said, at Football Park. Daffy, good tackle, ball jarred free. Now Campbell a chance. Tigers defending desperately. Punch to the front of the pack. James takes it. He gets collared. McLeod held without it. Tigers try to work it forward, hard in the road. Bullis collects him. Back it comes towards midfield. Gale takes the mark. A huge win to the Adelaide Crows as the fans are ecstatic. They led all night. 137 points. They cruised home by 49 points at the first change, 84 at half-time, 109 at three-quarter time, 137 at the final siren.
In the first half, but the Tigers put the pressure on after the break to inflict the Bulldogs' fourth straight loss.
The Tigers opened their account through Harrison. 17-year-old Nathan Brown kicked the first for the Bulldogs, but Chris Grant was the star. He brought up his 300th league goal. Grant's second gave the Bulldogs a 7-point lead at quarter time. The Tigers fought back in the second term, Gale putting them in front. The Bulldogs again steadied, Montgomery's goal giving them a 1-point lead at half-time.
He puts it through, makes no mistake.
Richmond again took the lead in the third term through Richardson. Charles was moved to full forward with immediate results. Again, Grant flew. But at three-quarter time, the Tigers were 17 points up. Naish put them further ahead in the fourth. He kicked 3 in the final term, including the sealer.
Kicks goals. Good work from Harrison.
For new coach Jeff Geeshan, a worthy victory.
Jeff Geeshan would be a very proud man and proud of his players here today.
Craig with us, 7 Nightly News.
Tigers are fired up. They've come up some massive hidings in previous weeks with Jeff Geeshan taking over as coach midweek. Richardson sandwiched in between Southern and Ellis. Now Burke, hip and shoulder. Great stuff. Harrison now, left foot. Looks pretty good. It's through for the Tigers first. Great kick from Ben Harrison.
Spoil there from Cameron on Bowden was good. Comes back again. Scott West, a little give. Eventually it's run with Weir and away he goes from half-back.
Weir through the centre of the ground, chipping up forward. Looking for Chrissy Grant now. Had a quiet day with the flu. Off to Brown. The left foot looks pretty good. Great kick from the youngster, Nathan Brown. The Bulldogs first.
Feeds back inside. Brown doing some excellent running off Bond towards half forward. one-handed effort when two were required. This gives Montgomery the opportunity, cuts back inboard, on the left foot, settles, it floats, it wobbles, it's there.
Benny Gale off the ground out of the centre, trying to get the Tigers moving along. Bowden now from 50. This one should go straight through the middle. It certainly does. What a great goal from the Tiger. Collingwood, I think, have done it the best so far with the Nathan Buckley syndrome, Danny, as Johnson's kick is a poor kick, allowing Daffy to punch clear. Scotty West under a bit of pressure running away from goal, but he has the support of Wirra. Now a slow build-up back to West, under pressure from Campbell. To Smith on centre wing, the little speedster, takes a 4 or 5 quick steps, drives it up forward. Chrissy Grant! I love that stuff. That is fantastic.
299 career goals to Chris Grant.
Well, I'll let you call his 300th, Terry.
In his 161st game.
Being a former Bulldog.
Head over the ball. He has slotted it. Chris Grant, well done. So opportunities going begging just a moment for the Tigers. Bulldog defence, just chipping. That's a terrible kick from Romero. You should never kick off that laying back stance. So the former Bulldog, now a Tiger, has the opportunity to make them pay, and he does.
Wine gets the tap to the running Brown. Campbell out of the air. Chip kick to Nice. He plays on quickly, unaware that Collinwood was on his hammer. Brown, the quick right footer. Gasper and Grant. Chrissy Grant running with a fly to the ball. What a champion. I think a lot has to be said for the strength and the body work as well. Like, he's heavily built. He's done a lot of work on the weights over the last few years, but looking for his third goal. Kick looks pretty good off the boot. It's fantastic stuff for Chris Grant. The Bulldogs 7 goal kickers for the Bulldogs so far. 3 to Chris Grant, 1 to Montgomery, Croft, Brown and Romero, 1 each. As the Tigers now in Ben Moore. Certain goal for the Tigers. Bowden is third. The Wine taps, finds Paul Hudson, who's been on the bench for most of the half. Rowan Smith around the corner, forced to kick it quickly. Callaway dragged to the ground. Montgomery a chance for the Bulldogs. He puts it through, makes no mistake. Slung out, allowing now Moore to dance around opponents. Slims around onto his right foot, looking for the leading Richardson. Sun in his eyes, but keeps his feet as Danny Southern hits the turf. Now Richardson puts on a turn of pace. Come on, son, put it on your boot and put it through for your confidence. That is what the Tigers were looking for. He's done it. Magnificent stuff. 16 kicks and 11 handballs, so 27 possessions. And we've got still 7 minutes remaining in this third term. The handball off to Smith. Looking for the flying Chris Grant. Oh, he does it again. He does.
Yes, well, many years ago, Tommy Hafey said there's nothing more tigerish than a wounded tiger. They were certainly wounded during the week with all that speculation about their coaching, and they came out fighting today very fiercely. And three-quarter time, and this is exactly what happened at three-quarter time. We see their coach there, Jeff Geeshan, their new caretaker coach, talking to his players, grouping them up, getting them over towards their supporters, and then Terry Wallace comes onto the ground, sees it happening, and he gets his group of players to go over near their supporters too. So a bit of gamesmanship there at three-quarter time.
Pressured by Liberatore. Broderick, West in front, looking for an out, couldn't find it. Wirra, he runs into a wall of Tigers. Now I think it was an extra little push from Broderick, was it?
Yeah, I think it's a free kick here to Wirra.
I think it might have been a high tackle.
Broderick.
As Wirra ran. Oh.
So there is a heat going on here.
Not all that well, Grant Wirra.
He confronted Broderick, front on. His top spot down to 6th. And have lost 6% in that process. The Dogs are under the pump. Smith goes wide, finds Southern.
D. Southern doesn't let Smith down, takes the chest mark, now gives it off to Brown. Nathan Brown, the beautiful goal in the first term for the Bulldogs on the run. Been a bit quiet since. Now Scotty West. Looking to set something up for the Bulldogs over the head of Chris Grant. He's been sensational from a marking point of view and also goal kicking. He's already got 4. Bowden on his right boot. Kicks it long. Bowden already has 3 goals. obviously up the other end of the ground, and Prescott in front of Ellis takes a well-timed mark. Half back for the Tigers.
Really had to bring the ball down then, Ellis.
Centre wing, Harrison, also been good. He's kicked 3. Now it's the Bulldogs with Cameron. Been a quiet day under pressure, allowing Naish back to Campbell, the running Knights, dangerous stuff. Now Harrison on his left side. Good pressure from D Southern. Now Harrison onto Rogers. Well wrapped up, good pressure from Rowan Smith, the specs. Now Naish on his left foot. Shouldn't let the Tigers down, he doesn't. Puts it through. The Tigers 14. Great work from Chrissy Naish, but
fantastic Chrissy Naish.
Ross Lyons face, one of the assistant coaches for the Tigers.
Jeff Geishan has fallen into the role. No smiling just yet, Russ.
Not allowed to do that. At least he's losing his hair. That's what you've got to do when you're a coach, isn't that right, Wills? As Curley tries to scramble the ball out of some pressure. Cameron it is, putting D Southern under pressure. Naish, clever, trying to get the ball moving for the Tigers. They've been good at that all day. Cameron is caught, wrapped up, driven into the ground. Ellis under enormous pressure by the Tigers. Look, they're hunting in packs. 2-on-1.
Fantastic pressure there.
Great work from the Tigers.
As they've done all day, just, you know, their gang tackling around the ball has just been unbelievable. And that's one of the reasons why they're winning this game, just the pressure around the ball and off the ball.
But I think the Richmond supporters must ask, why are they so inconsistent at it? Like 137-point defeat against Adelaide. They've lost to Geelong. They defeated Hawthorn by 76 points, lost to Brisbane, beat Collingwood in a rip snorter at the G on a Friday night 6 or 7 weeks ago. So very difficult side to follow the Tigers this year. Knights, I suppose he's been missing for the first half of the season with a knee injury during the night series, but the Tigers look like they're going to come out winners today, Danny. But
suppose there's going to be one lonely man in Melbourne, and that's Robert Walls. You know, you really do have to feel for him a little bit. You know, obviously new coach, which would have been fantastic, but
well, similar circumstances to with Neil Baum when he was sacked and Greg Hutchison taking over, and they beat the Tigers at the MCG. But maybe you've got to ask the question from the Tigers, you know, what is the story? Why couldn't you have played like this with the same commitment and tenacity at the ball the previous week? So the question has to be asked, as Bond has hurt himself pretty badly. Doesn't look too good, whether it's a knee or an ankle.
He's in a lot of pain, isn't he? I mean, he's a hard man, Chris Bond. Takes a lot to stop him.
Oh, he's not well. So maybe he should stay on that side of the boundary line and get some treatment. The game looks like it's over. We've got just under 5.5 minutes remaining in the game. The Tigers lead by 4-2.
Here's the Bond injury there.
Oh, his left knee might have twisted under that tackle.
Liver's landed on his left knee for sure.
So from Tiger point of view, let's hope that he's okay as Wind takes the ball out of the ruck in front of Joel Bowden. Brown brings good Cameron into play. Yeah, good floating handball, allowing Cameron to run into position without having to move his stride. Now Johnson under pressure. The Naish arm missing him. Luckily, but it was caught by the excellent tackle by Campbell and one of Richmond's best. And a sensational day from a statistical point of view. 37 possessions, 4 marks. Campbell plays on quickly, Tawney off half-back. The Tigers looking for more goals. The high flyer is Richardson, unable to mark. Liberatore been under enormous pressure, not only today but during the week after Paul Kelly failing to shake his hand after the game against the Swans last week. So maybe that's affected him. As the Daffy kick lands in the arms of Harrison, who pulls in a beautiful one-hander. And he's been a very, very good half forward for Richmond. He's already kicked 3. And his 4th will seal the match for the Tigers here at Optus Oval.
With 3 or 4 as well, so he's been a very productive player for the Richmond Football Club.
So Harrison's 4th goal, Richmond 16th. That's 9-eye Bulldogs. Tigers move on to play Fremantle at the Wacker next Saturday night, where it's back in the pack and may struggle to make the 8 if they continue this sort of form. This will be their 4th loss in a row, the Bullies, whereas the Tigers are restoring some pride, sitting on 15th. They'll have 7 wins. As Broderick driven into the ground by Liberatore, but the Tigers are there in numbers. Miranda through the centre of the ground, off to Daffy. Here's a chance for him to put his first through, but can't find the accuracy.
Confidence is a great thing, isn't it? You just see the Richmond players, they're just running down in numbers, and you know, it's just an important part of football.
Yes. Here's the kick. The siren has already gone. Jose Ramiro put that one through for the Western Bulldogs. And the Tigers home by 15 points. And I guess the boys were feeling pretty happy by this stage, Duncan.
Yeah, it was good to have a win after last week's demoralising defeat. It was good to be back on the winners' board.
And no spiteful incidents at the end of the game, because we did see at half-time the boys having a fair bit to say to each other.
Yeah, half-time there were a few words thrown at each other, but no, after the game it was all handshakes and all the Richmond boys were pretty happy. And Geese got us in and took us over to the crowd. And
is that what he did? He came out onto the ground. We see him here, and he actually gestures to the boys to come together, and then you obviously move over towards your fans there on that side of the ground.
I think he just wanted us to head over to the fans as a group and just acknowledge them. It was good to have such great support after the loss we had last week, so I think it was just in recognition of the support they gave us today.
That's a real part of football, isn't it, Darren? Certainly the Sydney people have embraced the Swans more so than ever before, and you guys always go over, and we've seen Essendon do it many times, the West Coast. And Essendon, I suppose, were the first couple of clubs that I can think of doing it, but certainly the Swans are pretty keen on it. And we can see here the Tigers haven't had too many times that they can, in fact, thank their supporters, but they're about to go over and, in fact, thank them, which is great to see, Darren.
Yeah, it is, and the crowd up in Sydney's been fantastic, and we thank them every time we play up there, because they get right behind us, and it gives us a big lift. And Tim was saying that Essendon started it off, so I'll have to believe him on that.
Let's take a look at the final scores. Richmond home by 15 points, 3-goal turnaround in that third quarter, and that really was the quarter that set up that victory. A very, very hard-fought game, that one. Players from both sides will be extremely sore tomorrow morning when they wake up. Let's go now inside to the rooms after the game, Duncan. And is this something that Robert Walls has been doing throughout the season, talking to the players after the game individually?
Yeah, normally you go in and have a bit of a stretch so you don't pull up too sore the next day, and Wallsy would walk around and have a chat to the players, and Geese did pretty much the same sort of thing today. So yeah, it's good to have the coach speak to you after the game.
There's very much an attitude by players that the king is dead, long live the king. You're real.
They played with 17 for a while, and he just walked back on. They got no one to come back onto the ground.
Oh. Dirk Hayes could have received a free kick there, but it wasn't paid. Now here's Paul Bullis racing down to the forward line. Let's see what the Tigers can do. Should be a mark. Oh no, it's not. Still a chance though for Ben Harrison. Oh, he can't pick it up either. Harding chips it wide. The race is on. Clement, he's super quick, as is his mate down there in Parker. Here's Gale. Oh, they're a highly skilled side. Here's Harding again. And a nice mark here, taken by Joel Bowden. He's a good player, Bowden. He's a beautiful kick. His dad, Michael, was a great player for the Tigers, but he was more renowned for his terrific hand passing. Oh, that is very skillful by Bowden. Into half forward. A nice mark taken by Nick Jewell. So Jewell, beautiful kick too. Well played. And finds Broderick about 40 metres from goal, directly in front. Paul Broderick yet to score a goal. In fact, Richmond have only kicked fourth of the night.
They'll kick this after the siren too, I would think.
The time clock ticks down. It'll be a great victory to the Dockers. Paul Broderick kicks a goal, and I think he has kicked it all right. Yes, a goal.
Siren has sounded. A little loud siren here at the Wacker.
I didn't hear it.
No. The Dockers pick up another victory. It's their 10th of the season. And they're still knocking on the door of the top 8. Winning in most decisive fashion tonight, 12-13 to 5-12. I suppose, on balance of play, should have won by more.
Perhaps gutsiest win of the year. Goals shared around. Rogers best of 8 individual scorers with 3.
North Melbourne was widely tipped to easily win its clash with the Tigers, but Richmond had other ideas. They clipped the Roos Hills in the 4-goal apiece first term.
It's hooked back at goal, and that's Harrison.
Searching for a top 4 position, the Kangaroos trailed for almost the entire game, only strong marking and the goal-scoring efforts of its running players keeping them in touch.
Good play by the little rover.
Richmond got some breathing space late in the final quarter, but the Roos stormed back to tie the scores.
And he's going to shoot it back in from 52 metres. It's a long kick. Great goal, and scores are level at the MCG.
The Tigers then rushed a point to take the lead and controlled the play to the siren to snatch the unexpected victory.
There's a siren. The Tigers have won by a point. It's been an absolute ripper of the MCG.
The loss leaves North Melbourne only 2 points clear of final 8 contenders, Brisbane and Port Adelaide.
Loss, and the Tigers going to the lifted screen, judging by the flags on top of the main scoreboard. That's the end favoured by this northwesterly breeze. Not as strong as yesterday, but it could make conditions a little bit difficult for the players. Carey seems to have lined up at centre half back. Paddled out of the centre, North with the numbers. Schwass kicks towards a vacant right half forward flank. And Broderick will take the ball over the line for a throw in between wing and right half forward in front of the MCC members stand. Not a bad crowd. Beautifully pinched by Gaspar. 50 metres out, goes at goal. That might bounce through. It bounces, but it doesn't bounce through for a score.
That's shocking play by Gaspar. He had a man 25 metres on his own there, Rogers, and all the players had a go at him for it too. Rogers was standing on his own in front of goal.
Well, he didn't see him. By the way, the goalposts have been moved. Maybe that was the reason for it. They were moved during the week. Bowden, over his shoulder. Remember Doug Wade tried one of those a few years ago and it worked. Martin, lovely evasive skills. On a Pike. Best and fairest at Fitzroy last year. Anthony Rock nearly gets caught with the footy.
Well, he's hurt himself, Rock, after that tackle by Richardson. He's on the ground.
Gale to Charles, to Knights. Roberts has got him. The refrigerator crashes through. Knights pushed in the back. Nothing for it from the umpire. And now he tries to tie it up, which he does. And Anthony Rock looking a tad the worse for wear. A quad muscle perhaps hurt there, or strained, or bruised, or corky.
Oh, he's in a bit of pain, isn't he? Maybe a corky, a bad corky.
So he might have to come off, Anthony Rock, by the look of him. Gaspar beaten by Longmire. Centre wing. Attempted soccer off the ground. The Tigers are going in hard. Well played by Robert Powell. Dodging and weaving onto the left. Blazes away and puts it out in the full. Now Rock is hobbling off the ground and that doesn't look good. Buggy's almost on centre wing, slightly towards half forward. The Tigers have started pretty aggressively here. I want their forwards to take marks. Now this one's floating. Pack develops a strong North Melbourne defence. Rogers gives it off. It's hooked back at goal. Harrison. And that's Harrison. Well done, Ben Harrison, a goal. Well, Harrison Don played very well last week, I thought, against
He kicked goals, if my memory serves me correctly, Peter. Well, quite a few weeks ago he kicked a bag for him.
2 bites of the cherry taken by Harrison. Off he goes onto the left. It floats up in the air. It should be taken by Knight. He can dodge round. Gives it to Marinda. It's got to sit for him. He's got it. He should chip it. It's a hand pass. Now, that's better play by Rogers and through for a goal.
MCG back to 2 points in favour of the reigning title holders. Into the centre again. Knock away by Scott. Harvey gets the run on. No, he doesn't. Chopped off beautifully by Bullis. In turn tackled by Anthony Stevens. Long kick. Gee, this breeze is tricky. Very hard to read. He puts it through for one behind. Just one of flags on top of the main scoreboard indicate that Richmond are going with the breeze, but I don't know that that would be entirely correct down there on the ground. Wayne Campbell, a look of frustration almost. So he decides to go long, and that is a long kick. See, it's almost to the centre wing. Didn't bounce too well for Longmire. Knocks it back again. Charles Anderson puts the body on the line. Picked up by the horse. Longmire's kick should be marked by Knights, and it is. On to Broderick. Broderick to Campbell, confronted back to Broderick. He's a left footer, should be able to do something with this. Long towards centre wing, that's effective. Bowden to half forward. Powell running onto it, did well, this way, that way. Terrible go away, but came out okay. Tawney's kick into the goal square. Miranda, nearly a wrestle down there. Now he's picked up the footy just inside the line, and the umpire indicating that it was out of bounds. I thought Roberts in front, might be another foot. No, it's Richmond's. What? Bowden's going to get the kick.
What shepherding is he paying?
I think that's what he paid.
He's saying, he said to the umpire, look at the scoreboard, the video. Now, let's have I'm having a look myself, actually.
Well, gee.
Ridiculous. I don't know about the ruck contest.
Well, if he kicks a goal from this, I would say it's a pretty severe penalty for that. Unless he saw something that I didn't see.
I think he paid the shepherding, Pete.
Bowden from 25 metres out has kicked Richmond's third.
Well, Don, you're a champion ruckman. It'll be interesting if we get another.
The thing that interests me is the size of these guys going for the header. There's only Charles who's a recognised ruckman out on the ground.
Harrison, a good kick to the half-forward line. Beautiful kick to the leading player in Richardson. That is how you kick a football. All he thought about playing on then.
Geez, a hard man to stop when he's on a lead, Richardson. A real athlete playing football. I was watching him kick the ball from set shots in the warm-up. He hasn't got the best kicking style for goal. He's marking the spot as well.
And his teammate, I think it's Joel Bowden, telling the umpire where the mark is to give Matthew Richardson. You see there?
Just comment on his kicking style, Peter.
Well, I'll tell you what, his kicking at times can be very, very indifferent. You have your heart in your mouth with
well, what about the style? Just watch
it. Everything's right.
Could be done.
So far, he's got to run in a straight line and place the ball on the boot. That's not too bad off the boot, but look.
Do you think he guides it down with the right hand?
Well, I think he lets go of the ball too quickly. He's got to guide it more with the right hand.
Especially on a windy day.
Yep. And that's where he loses control of the ball.
Chan, terrible bounce. Harrison did better. Broderick. Harrison. Knights. Richmond with the numbers. Rogers. Now Powell. Powell from 50. That's not a bad sort of a kick. That's a great kick. Oh, came around for a goal. What a ripper.
Actually, it was a great passage of play. Not one North Melbourne player touched that ball from full back. It's the same flank to which Collingwood were defending yesterday here.
Matthew Knights on to Charles. Should kick it long. He'll look for Miranda. Miranda's got a couple to beat. Almost took it. He's got it, Mark Miranda. Straightens up. Bends it back. And straightens up. This is close. It might be a goal, this. Yes. Richmond are really fighting hard and have hit the front.
Yes, well, everybody was riding that goal. It was a good camera shot from where we're sitting.
Plenty of drama at the MCG. Knocked down by Holland. Anthony Stevens bowled over by Powell. Ball does a backflip. So it doesn't quite get to the boundary line. Two number 29s go over there. That's Harvey and Jason Tawney. Roberts and Holland. The latter attempting a quick kick. Harrison. Bowden. Over the top. Back to Holland. Measures the kick. Richardson territory. Martin in front. Miranda gets collared. Still Miranda. Oh, Martin. Did he put his foot out there? Didn't connect. Bowden, the left foot snap. Not bad. Oh, great goal. He kicked it. Bowden second. First multiple goal kicker for the Tigers, and they lead by 9 points.
Richardson, he can give it out wide to Duffy. Duffy will bring it down the centre corridor. Almost a trip to Miranda. Trapped it beautifully, Mark Miranda. Caught, holding the man, I think. Oh, he got rid of the ball and it was grabbed down. Mark taken by Scholl. On to Robert Scott. To the half-forward line, Gasper puts himself in front. No mark, socket away by Carey. Here's the dangerous Allison, tapping the ball in front of him. Comes backwards to Stevens. Stevens sets it up for his teammates, and they float across the front. And a good mark taken for North by Danny Stevens. 9 points at the moment in favour of Richmond. Stevens from directly in front steers it and has kicked the goal.
That Miranda was a little bit unlucky. And
class. Oh, look at the kick. Fantastic by Bowden. The Robert Powell. An open goal looms. He has a bounce. He races in. And did he get it? I think he's got it. Yes. Just. Brilliant football that by the Tigers.
Well, it just looked as if he'd missed that goal. I thought, well, that's pretty slapdash type stuff, but he's finished it off. It was great play. A great...
And Richmond back in front. The Tigers now by 3 points again. Holland in the ruck, loses out. Daffy. Anthony Stevens leading Knights. The former off the ground. Bell on the end of the kick. Hurried hand pass from Scott. Roberts. Kick up and under. Hospital job, that one. Harvey takes the tap on and kicks a goal. Great play. Another lead change.
Only a little fellow Harvey was playing.
Seesawing. 3 points the margin in favour of North, and the conditions not too bad now. Chandler to the half-forward line. Scholl in front. Callaway at the back. Carey unable to get in the game.
Geez, that's exactly right, Peter. I was just going to make some remark about Carey. I haven't seen him except for a missed kick.
That's Rogers tapping it down. Holland. Powell is a beautiful kick too from outside 50. He bombs it in at goal, puts it over the fence, but just that little bit wide. So they're down by 2 points now, the Tigers.
Is it leggy? He's left or right though, Kevin. King directing traffic. Back into the side. After suspension, Longmire punches to the front. Target was Bell. Broderick off the ground. Succeeds in gaining some meterage. About 25 to be precise. Dutchie and the horse. Power go beautifully read. Unfortunately not to a Richmond player. Bowden now has to get rid of it quickly. Beats Martin. Roberts a chance. Oh, gee, that could be a free kick.
In danger.
Pike. Gale coming up the worst for wear too. Martin Pike gets the call from the umpire to hurry it along just a little bit. And lets to go pretty well down the centre. Scholl in front, almost edged out, but was good enough to take the mark in his fingertips. Great vision. Chandler. Gale there late. Chandler's kick to the front of the goal. Gasper in front. Carey doesn't get a good bounce. 3 North Melbourne players are there. Gasper takes a North Melbourne hand pass. Campbell will paddle to the boundary line. Chandler beats him to it. Scott it was. Throw it in the left forward pocket about 10. Roberts in front.
Good positioning by Roberts at that boundary throw.
Campbell's kick to the outer side. A bouncing ball. May even stop before somebody gets there to pick it up. A foot race. Gale should get there first. Moore under the ground. Breaks for him. And Moore runs into trouble but gets around 2 North Melbourne players, including Anderson. Funky off the ground.
A very good play by Ross Funky to kick it off the ground then. Strong play. Umpire calling play on. And Tawny dives on it. Almost on centre wing. The margin 2 points in favour of North Melbourne. Quick kick comes to the centre wing here and Knights latches onto it. He's a class player, Knights. Finds Rogers. To the half-forward line, free kick. Have to be a free kick against David King to Robert Powell. And both of those, they've got a little bit of that, you know what, in them.
Aggro.
Yes, that's the word I was thinking of. Peters, we see Powell driving it towards half-forward. Should be a mark. Well taken there in front of the eyes by Moore.
Harrison off 2 boys. Harrison off and Ashley Prescott coming on for his first run. I was very impressed with Prescott earlier in the year. I watched him against Robert Harvey. Did a good job on him stopping.
So Ben Moore kicks it to the pocket. Good mark, Holland. Ben Holland has marked against John Longmire at a very acute angle, but he is only 20 metres from goal.
Michael Gale coming off. I don't know whether Michael's injured.
Yeah, I think he was. Scotty copped one before.
So Holland asking the umpire where the mark is. Difficult kick in the windy conditions. If he kicks it, the goal, they're in front. Holland kicks straight through it. I think he's dubbed it all right. He has.
Points. 398 career goals to Carey.
Charles getting it out of the centre, very, very important. North are pretty good at it. Harvey went to the toe pack. That's kicked by Ben Moore. Should be marked by Miranda. It is. Oh, that could be almost 50. This, I think it will be.
Yes, it will be. You're right.
Yes, he did not have to. He did not have to punch it out of his hands. So it'll be a gimme goal right in the square. David King knows it too. I think.
You see here Miranda coming out, takes the ball and then punched away. Touch and go.
Yeah, not a lot in it, but still it was there. Miranda will kick the goal. 2 goals to Miranda. He's had opportunities to score a couple more. So again, the margin is 1 behind.
To the back, you just
I thought they just jumped. Longmire was there. Good mark. It's Harrison, I think, at the front of the pack. It is. And gives it off to Powell. Harrison again. Oh, a poor kick. He's kicked it straight to Swass. Breaks the tackle. Wayne Swass kicks it long. Now the high flyers. Scholars there in front. Oh, good mark. Duncan Callaway. There's been some terrific marks taken in defence.
This is Callaway's first kick. He's been very quiet.
Well, he's known as a stopper. Powell's getting plenty of touches. A beautiful kick by Powell. That's a mark or a free kick. Justin Charles. Let's see what the Tigers can do now. They need Richardson to start firing. He cannot get into the game. Now's his chance. He's got the pace. Can't mark it. Mickey Martin's after him, but he's got the pace, Matt Richardson. Back it comes to Broderick, who tapped it on to Miranda. He's got to handball it. Oh, he hangs onto the ball a bit too long. Mark Roberts, centre of the ground. Justin Charles has taken the mark. Oh, Daffy, that's holding the ball. Didn't see. Oh, is he lucky to get away with that? Powell in towards Knights. Was he grabbed? Knights goes in again. Over the head goes Rogers for a goal.
What a beauty.
Oh, top goal. Oh, Daffy was lucky up the other end not to be pinged. Daffy pinged for holding the ball. He had half an hour to get rid of it.
North Melbourne leading by just 1 point now. Rogers, one of 4 Richmond players to kick 2 goals.
Longmire's down. I think he's turned his ankle too. He's up.
Anthony Stevens from centre wing. North with the numbers. Harvey was there, dispossessed.
What?
Campbell's got it. Free kick to Scott.
What for?
Longmire favouring that right ankle after that jump up where he got the hit down. Just turned his ankle on the cricket pitch.
Moore lost it. Now Tawney from half back. Long kick with the breeze. Pike underneath it. Richardson! Great mark!
That's what they want.
Moore from him only had a couple of kicks so far. 2 kicks, 2 marks, 2 hand passes. Tawney taken out of the contest, but up above him, it was Richardson with the mark. And the horse looks lame. They won't put the screen up. Richardson from 50 plus. Kicks and hit the post.
Bad luck.
He does drop that ball rather high, Peter.
2 behinds to Matty Richardson today, and that again levels the scores as we approach the halfway mark of the 3rd quarter. King is going to bring the ball back in. 10-7. Oh, chopped off by Richmond. Miranda will have a shot at goal. And those short kicks on a windy day. Gee.
Well, I love to actually see it now and again this happen. Because you get sick of seeing that short kick in from fullback, don't you?
You do. They cost goals sometimes, and this may be one of those occasions. Miranda from 45. Crowd doesn't really like it.
I don't think he likes it himself. No, I don't think he likes it.
Well, another opportunity missed. Now, I bet you he doesn't go short this time, David King. He would be breathing a sigh of relief. Now, let's look at this. Oh, trip by hand. Should have been a free kick to Tawney. Now, the kick in. Charles bends it back. Well played, Mark Miranda. Matthew Knights. Oh, great pick up by Knights. Hooks it back, doesn't quite get onto it. Oh, courage, Longmire. And he showed plenty too. Gets in a hand pass to Blakey. Blakey will drive it long, but it's all Richmond. Allison's got a few to beat. Play on, called the umpire. No, he's paid the mark in the finish. Good mark. Taken by Jason Tawney, who brings it in towards half forward. It's over the back. Chance for the Tigers. Charles didn't get there quickly enough. Well done by King. On the bell. And Peter Bell will kick to a contest. Chandler will win the race.
Chandler from Funky. On to Bell, who dropped back in front of Rogers for the mark. Looking for 50, but there won't be any. Oh, Campbell went through. Now there will be. It was a bit silly, Wayne. Tried to pretend it was an accident, but I don't know whether that counts really, does it? Peter Bell's got the 50 metres. The cloud's getting darker. The wind has dropped. We might get a little bit more rain. Here it is again.
Well, he went to play on, he ran off the line. He came from behind. He ran to the left. He went to play on.
Bell's got the 50 metres, and Carey, lifting in the third quarter, has taken the mark. Only 5 kicks in the first half. He's had 3 so far in this quarter and has already kicked a goal.
Yes, and the ball dropping and Carey in front there. There's just nothing Bullets could do on an occasion. Carey, as Peter said, starting to come into this game. It's a hard position to play centre-half forward.
Distance not a problem. Carey kicks. Goal umpire moves across to his left. Wait on this one. One behind only.
I don't think he thought he kicked it.
Crowd probably thought he did too. 1 goal, 1 in this quarter.
Well, he looked as though he's running back confidently, but sometimes they try to con the goal umpire.
They do. Again scores a level, and again Bullis will kick in bright sunshine, but not for long.
So Paul Bullis, that's a nice looking kick too. To half back, no mark, punched away by Longmire. Bell goes to ground. Good play by Harvey, fantastic. Gets his boot to it, and just enough pressure by Ben Moore to force him to kick across goal and hit the behind post. So North Melbourne, well, the main scoreboard says it's level, and we had a point the difference up on screen. So scores are dead set level. In fact, coming away with the football is Jason Tawney, and he is forced to kick it out on the full. So it'll be a North Melbourne penalty kick. Brett Chandler, he's going to try and centre this, sets it up to the goal square, hoping someone can take a mark. Carey over the back. Powell's having a very, very good quarter and a terrific kick. Finds Daffy.
Daffy at left half back. Did a lot of kicking off in the first quarter. Not a good kick. This man kicks off as well. King. Beautiful smother by Callaway. Broderick. The Tigers fumbling at crucial spots on the ground. Powell, as Pete said, having a good day. Raking left footer. Distance could have been better. Mellington, strong hands, good mark in front of Bowden. Pike. North defence well upfield. There's only 2 players on the other side at centre. They really moved everything down forward. Scholl up high, might have hurt himself. Moore. Boy from Glenelg. Good pace. Out from half back. Kicks wide of Bell. Rogers and Blakey. Long hand pass to Anthony Stevens around Knights. Knights trying to smother. Ineffective. Out of bounds on the full. The win still a factor.
Well, there's a lot of good pressure, isn't there, Pete? Forcing them into this kick.
And let's see Scholes fly again. Whoa, over the top. Wham bam. Thank you, man. So Moore's kick to a pack of players. Now the umpire has found a free kick. It's going North Melbourne's way, and it will be John Blakey again. Blakey from halfback. He gives it to Wayne Schwass, who's having a great day. That's kick number 15.
Now Carey got 2 to beat. Campbell, very quick hands, well played. Broderick, great kick also. Rogers, they've got the loose man going. It's an up and under kick. Knight swooping at the back. Well played, Matty Knights. But his handball isn't quite effective enough. Roberts chips in. He's been a good player. Daffy, brilliant mark over the top is by Adam Simpson. Centre of the ground. Simpson immediately plays on. Out wide, he has Wayne Schwass running for him. Schwass coming around the outer boundary side. Bends it back to half forward. It's all Richmond. And they mark Paul Bullis.
Well, he's unspectacular, but today fairly effective, having a good deal on Carey. Carey's made an effort to get on top in this third quarter.
Ruckman being changed off the bench. Holland coming on for Charles. That's the Richmond side.
Daffy to Bowden.
Look at this.
He's a terrific left footer. Like Bomber Henry, the way he used to kick it. This should be a goal. Sits beautifully for Knightsy. Knights in a goal. Bang! And puts it through.
The value of a good kick in the side. That, Don? 6 points. Richmond lead. Justin Charles, a big thumb. Mellington. Oh, he gives it straight to a terrific player in Powell in this term. He kicks long at goal. Will it clear the pack? No. Touched right on the line by Mickey Martin. And Robert Powell, who has had a sensational quarter, is a bit disappointed. And Matty Knight's on the phone. There, obviously, no, in fact, it is the runner on the phone, and Matty Knight sitting next to him. 75 to 68, 7 points at crunch time now, or a low trajectory kick. Roberts, further field of Pike. a one-on-one contest, but Richmond have got the numbers here. Duncan Callaway, aided by some very good shepherding. Bond. Tawney was the guy who put the shepherd on. Here's Miranda flying. He's paid the mark. I don't know whether he hung on to it long enough, but he's got it.
You see there a big jump by Miranda, and Fermini controlled it until he hit the ground.
Richardson at the back. Yes! Oh, this could be the turning point. Richardson is marked 15 metres out, directly in front, and a chance to put the Tigers a couple of goals clear.
They're both sides kicking long into the forward line, and I like this style of play, and that's the way a forward would like it. He was just too tall on that occasion. Better judgment as he comes in, Richardson.
And that's his first goal of the game. Well, the Tigers getting on top. They lead by 13 points. That rainbow. Fantastic.
And there's a pot of gold on the outer wing, just about where the players are.
He did right, Don. Can Stevens make something of it, or Prescott? Schwass missed it. Harrison doesn't. Time to steady. Martin and Richardson. Richardson at the back. Should kick a goal from there. He can't. Neither can Miranda. Powell. Tackled by Chandler. Bowden on his left. Kicks and goals.
Free kick in the meantime.
Oh, what horrible bad luck.
Stuart Anderson is going to take the free kick.
Good luck for the Richmond people.
It was a goal, but disallowed. Pike just up from the back pocket. Can kick long. We saw him dob it long into the forward line, knocked long back. Pike's kicked the centre wing, badly delivered. Bullis, mark, and he thought about 50.
Pike's a loose man across half-back. I don't know why or how he's getting like that.
Well, the kick is from Daffy. Richardson at the back. They need a swooper. Pike surrounded by Tigers, and that's indicative of how well Richmond are playing. They're taking it up to the reigning premiers, and it'll be a very big upset.
Daffy seems to be the loose man across the midfield, hence Pike is loose across half-back for North Melbourne.
5 points the margin. The Tigers in front. It's on their half-forward line. Well done by Harrison. Back it comes. The Richmond player is Prescott. Richardson and Martin pushing and shoving. Miranda swoops. Shoves it out. Bending it back is Rogers. He's kicked his third, I think. Yes. Excellent team play by the Tigers. Saying what for? Rhett Allison outside 50. Probably won't make the distance. He's going in short with a chip pass. Won't quite reach the target. Callaway put the pressure on. Campbell is there in support, and he finds Rogers.
Rogers at left half back for the Tigers. They're roaring in this final quarter. They can sense a big upset here this afternoon. Powell nearly got tripped up. Couple of North Melbourne players prone on the ground. Knights at half forward has taken the mark.
Great
the
kick.
skipper, Charles, calls for it. Then he tells go. He does. Daffy in the goal, and he's kicked it.
Put that down to Powell with that great kick.
14-11 to 12-11. The difference back to 2 goals.
Well, watch this. Now the man standing the mark is running. You can see there Anderson. In those situations, I prefer to see a player run. At least you may cause a turnover.
Before is Martin. Good punch away. Scott's kick. Towards centre wing, Carey. Danny Stevens. Beautifully delivered to Shoal. A goal here would make the difference.
Unfortunately for Callaway, he slipped at the critical moment when he was just...
They'll make the difference. 6 points. Which he has done. Well, can they pinch it, Don? Minutes left. Will it be another draw? Will Richmond come through?
Oh, there's free kicks. Players pulled it.
Brown, Harrison in front. Another chance. Up and under. Umpire electing to let it go initially, and now umpire Tim Shearer will ball it up 25 metres out.
Brave umpire to pay a free kick in that situation. There was definitely one there at that boundary throw-in. Look at the players around the ball.
About 20 of them. Campbell goes in.
Desperation by Campbell, you could see there.
It's thrown to the ground. 3 1/4 minutes left.
It's been a great game. Very, very even contest this.
Well, you'd have to say that Richmond would deserve to win. They've led most of the day. It doesn't always work out that way. Prescott clears the zone with the kick, only to see it into the arms of Stevens for North Melbourne. Long bomb up toward full forward, and he's kicked it! Scores a level. Wow!
Well, his first, and it couldn't come at a better time for North Melbourne. Anthony Stevens, he's let the long bomb go. Bit of a decoy. North Melbourne have got their players well up the ground.
Well,
Richmond playing with a four-man forward line.
Great game of football as we see Mellington. Well, he won the hit out against Charles. Here's Matty Knights. He's caught, loses it. An important get here. Being held was Prescott. Knocked away to Ben Moore. Oh, North Melbourne desperate now. Bond was held.
Oh, look at those North players going
very hard. It's an important game for North. Richmond can't make the 8. But where North finish, it'll be very important if they win this game.
What about another draw?
Centre wing, Justin Charles, the big punch. Peter Bell goes for a punch. Another important ball here. David King, he's very hard to grab. Look at the bounce, look at the pace. King drives it to the half-forward line. 2-on-1, 2 Richmond, 1 North. Almost a mark. Taken away by Tawney. He kicks to the wide
Richmond
open
player in
space.
front. It's Callaway.
Now, will it roll out or will Callaway get there? Their North players swooping. Callaway breaks the tackle. Chip pass. It's a wobbly one. Rogers. He gets it off to Moore. Moore. He gives it off further afield. This is Tawney. Tawney drives to half-forward. They need a mark. The bounce is important. Miranda still. Still Miranda. Can he get it? Kicks. Bounce.
Oh, Hoyt, they're in front. Richmond in front.
A minute 30 left. Now the ball's going to come in. They'll have to zone up. North Melbourne are been going long with their kicks, and this is no exception. They're going out to midfield.
They need a mark.
No, I think the ball's going to be brought back, Pete.
It is. The clock's still ticking down.
Yeah, no, that's what I'm saying. The clock is ticking down.
Now that's wrong, you would reckon. If he has to kick in again. Gee.
Now the clock has stopped now. Now he'll have to go long or straight down the centre.
That's the idea, straight and long, which is what King does.
Beautiful kick.
Mellington punches at the back as Roberts. He needs a hand pass, couldn't find one. Shaw has it punched clear. Flicked out, Stevens to Roberts. They need a goal. Can Bell give it to them? Or it's Harvey.
Oh,
and take it.
That was a terrific effort. Terrific effort by Funky because it was a 2-on-1 situation. North Melbourne got the guys right up the ground, and it's usually the forwards that get down into space in that situation. It was good play by North Melbourne and an excellent effort by Funky.
Under a minute remaining, North Melbourne's right forward pocket. Roberts tries to do a Gary Ablett and pinch it. Off the ground, Harrison and Carey chasing. Harrison paddles and gets the boundary line.
Good
that
play
helps
by Harrison.
It helps Harrison, or it helps Richmond.
Well, there are 46 seconds left in this game. It's a throw-in.
They've got to take it to the boundary, Pete, don't they, Richmond?
They do. It's
and
just
North have got to open it up.
Yeah, if you try to be too defensive, sometimes it can go against you. Now, just outside 50. Campbell goes to ground. The umpire will bounce this again, I'm sure.
Look how North Melbourne have got their guys right up around this ball. There's nobody down in the goal square at all. They'll put a long kick in. Their forwards know their style of play, and they'll get down there first. There's a great camera shot of it.
Richmond by a point. What an important ball here as they charge in after it. Rogers happy, he lets it go to the line. Good play.
Daffy's gone down on the full-back position for Richmond, and Blakey's gone with him.
Well, it's a throw-in 70 metres from the North Melbourne goal with 18 seconds to go.
And the players around the ball, there's a lot of them. It's going to be hard.
Charles and Roberts. Roberts might have been taken high there. The umpire lets it go, but Richmond is suiting them brilliantly. Tawney and Scott. Scott's got him. That's holding the footy, is it not? No. Allison was held as well. Still he looks for a kick. Gets one in. They've got to go off the ground soon here. The siren due to go. There it is! The Tigers have won it.
Well, what a great game, Pete.
Sensational game of footy. A draw last night. And Richmond getting up to knock off North. How are your footy tips? 14-13-97. North 14-12-96. Fantastic game of footy. That's what it's all about. We knew he had another draw, which in many respects might have been a fitting result. The Richmond supporters would disagree with that. But we enjoyed it. And North Melbourne without Corey McKernan again finding it difficult to get up and take the points. Their winning run comes to an end. Richmond won't be in the finals, but more than nuisance value, knocking off the reigning title holder here this afternoon. Repeating the final scores, a day the Tigers will savour for a while. 14-13, 97, North 14-12, 96.
One of the upsets of the round, the Tigers recording only their 8th win of the year. Rogers got 3 for Richmond and 2 each to Miranda, Bowden, Powell and Knights. For North Melbourne, Peter Bell was their leading goal kicker with 3, and so too Brett Allison. Craig Scholl got 2 and Wayne Carey also kicked 2 goals.
The third term at the Melbourne Cricket Ground, Port with everything to play for, but they start the second half with a sizable deficit. 10-6, 5-9. Rucks go at it. Won by Gale. Daffy trapped it brilliantly, kicks it down towards half-forward. Bowden, who came off with an injured knee, only to come back and play very well. Gets it to Rogers, had it a long time, improvises, got boot to ball. Standing up at the tackle was Mead. Rogers goes again, taken on the half volley by Prescott. Hand passes back to the middle. Here's Campbell, open goal. Just the start the Power did not need.
Now Miranda on the far side starts there, runs through, then goes down forward.
So in just under 30 seconds, the Tigers get the first goal, and here they come again. Gale quickly out, mark to Powell.
Yeah, they're playing confident football, aren't they?
Fabian Francis just bustled out there by Powell. Good body work.
It's a great speed too, Powell.
So the young player who had a stint at Collingwood couldn't get the break in there that he's looking for. Now the chance with the Tigers. 2 goals last week.
And it was a good player last week, Powell.
So here he goes. Directly in front from just outside 50. It's going to clear the contest. It's through there. Powell's first for the afternoon.
So I hope we get a shot of his actual kicking style when he made contact with that ball. It was just beautiful. He just seemed to float through the ball. It's done well today, Harrison.
Across to Campbell. Campbell goes wide, close to the boundary line. Gaspar breaks away, arches the back. He's got great pace. The hand pass bounces up to the wing. Prescott in trouble. Gaspar pokes it off.
You've always got your heart in your mouth when Gaspar gets the ball on that occasion, because that really wasn't a good option. He used his speed very, very well, but then handballs to somebody in trouble.
Isn't a great kick either, is he? Wonderful ball getter, wonderful mark.
An athlete playing football, Dennis?
Perhaps. Coming through is Wilson, gets it across to Mead, tackled by Knights. Chance for Dickey. Mead comes again. The intensity has lifted from Port Power. Lyle, but they need to be rewarded. It's hard to keep working if nothing comes of it. Franco throws it on the boot, brilliantly smothered by Kellaway. Then there is Funky, picked up by Harrison again. Fast becoming a hero. He kicks it towards the outer side. Powell thrown out of it by Dickey. Dickey lays a tackle, and as the ball bounced onto Powell.
Good sign for Port Adelaide when they've got 2 players going at one. Now
Matthew Primus again with Brendan Gale. Gale with the right hand down. Broderick to Powell to Knights. Away go the Tigers. Long towards half-forward. Richardson caught behind. Does the spoiling. Miranda does the crumbing. Miranda goals. That's 4.
Mark Miranda's kicked 4 goals. He played under Jeff Geeshan at West Perth in Western Australia. Pretty sure he made his debut under Jeff. And playing good football for him this afternoon. Brewer slides in there, immediately claimed by Brendan Gale. The umpire wants it. 84-45. So they've taken the best punch, you feel, from the Power. And it's caused them no real harm, the Tigers. Lade circling. Gale nudging. Taps it down, intended for Knights. Franco surrounded, gave it away. Daffy in close. Hurried kick down towards half forward. Miranda works against Bond. Not often he's had his colours lowered this season. Mead gets it across. The kick comes from Wilson out towards the wing. Peeling off and coming to meet it hard was Broderick. Well played, comes back under the left boot. Pokes it to the middle. Taken by Knights. Garden could score from here. 55 metres out. Sends it long. Richardson almost off hands and a behind.
He's so nonchalant when he gets the ball back.
Here in that same game, dislocated his collarbone and that 8 weeks out. The player coming back now. Mead now at centre half back. Down through the centre of the ground. Francis can't control the ball. Lyle in underneath.
Maybe an indication of the pressure that Richmond are applying to the Port Adelaide players when they get the ball like that. And you're just a little unsure in your ball handling. That's an indication of real pressure from the opposition.
The pressure has been from the Tigers. Since quarter time, they've kicked 8 goals to 3. Really have the Port power under the pump. Broderick again. Bounces in the forward line. Richardson looking for a second chance. Paxman denies him that with a good handball to the running Bond. He in turn now inside towards Daniels. Long towards the wing. Eagleton in front. Bond the spoiler from behind. Roving by Harrison was good. Prescott falls fortunately there for Broderick. Releases Bowden again for a second go on the left. Gone long, gone strong. He's gone home.
That was impressive. The way that Broderick held that ball up, but also they really did hit it hard on.
4 goals to 1 in this term. The Tigers looking too strong. They've kicked well clear. 14-7. Plays 6-9. The margin 46 points now. Gale timed his leap better.
Now there's 2 Richmond players running into one another. That's what I was saying earlier about how they're intent on getting the ball.
It's a good sign you were telling us before, but
yes,
tell that to Daffy.
I was telling you that yesterday, Dennis, but look, there they are. They both come at the ball, and that is a good sign.
Lyle's got it alongside the centre circle. Little chip out wide. There's Wilson running down towards the 50. Could almost score from here. Low trajectory kick. Well, look at those Tigers getting back. You see Daffy there, top left. Seems to be okay. He hobbles. Meantime, back with the ball. It's a Tiger ball. Bond getting no help from Scott Cummings, but eventually the rightful owner. There's Gale. Harrison, who's owned it a lot of the time this afternoon. Kicks towards the outer side. Dickey surely interfered with. Will get the free kick. Donald Dickey. Right half forward. His team down 6-9 to 14-7. Goes short. Squire had to wait. Takes the mark. 60 metres from goal to Brewer. Now Brewer not beyond him this kick. Cummings leads, so nobody is back now. He goes short though. Fooled them all. Francis 35 metres out. A low skimmer. Just cleared the man down there. But the wrong side of the post in any case. Bleed. You look to the square and there were 2 Tigers standing there. Nobody near them. It had to be short from Brewer. Bond meantime gets some distance on this one towards the outer side. Valiant attempt at the mark out there. Not paid. Lade fell over. As a result, Knights comes away to Campbell. Those midfield runners teaming up pretty well. Gathered brilliantly by Prescott. Prescott runs inside the 50. Hangs it high. Wanganeen. Powell beat him and kicks a goal. Well, so often in man-to-man duels, you've got to consider the quality of the opposition.
And he's holding beautifully as far as they're concerned.
5-goal third quarter to date to match a 5-goal first and a 5-goal second quarter by the Tigers. So a consistent performance. Port Adelaide now, their opportunity. Brewer to Lyle, tosses up. Cummings is one-on-one. Assistance comes for the Tigers. Callaway with courage, back with the flight of the ball. To the outer side, 2 Tigers. Funky works with Bond. The Tiger Bond. to Gale. Back to Campbell. Racking up possessions. Kick number 16. Rogers. They now sit inside 50. The defence there is strong. Bond. Should have gone with it, Shane. He'd need to keep the ball moving. Eventually he does to Huskis. Coming across the ground at half-back. Mead. Not kept to the advantage of his teammates. They have to work it. Brewer does well out to Eagleton. On the left foot, Cummings leads. Reaches over the top. No interference towards the line. Gale cleaning up. Willis, well done eventually. Handball really didn't favour him. Up in the air, push, shove, hold, what is it? He lets it all go. Eagleton makes something out of nothing. Into the half forward, Lade, he steps around. An opportunity for the big fella. On the right foot, got it. He has.
So the margin is 45 points. The Tigers approaching their best third term of the season. They have manufactured 31 points in this quarter. Their best third quarter. They've done it 3 times, 33 points. They dig it out of the centre. Still all the time in the world to add to 31. Rogers to Richardson. And Richardson takes the tumbling mark. His 5th of the afternoon. Just working off Paxman again. The season's high, 14 marks against Adelaide back in round 2. Doesn't have fond memories the last time these two sides met. It was the day he broke his arm at Football Park. Today, you think will be sweeter. He kicks his 3rd goal, his 1st of the second half.
Duffy has gone off for Richmond. Obviously, he's a little hurt from that. And Lade really not getting up and using his spring. In actual fact, they've made a change. Primus is now on the ball.
So Matthew Richardson's 3rd goal is his 250th of his career. In his 5th season with the Tigers. More opportunities surely will come his way. Eagleton denies a chance for Richardson by turning the ball back. Poor Powers way into half forward. Good work there from the big fella Lade. Mark not played. Can't get out now. There's Tigers everywhere. Rogers gets the foot to the ball. It's up in the air. Eagleton.
Oh, Funky
back into the ball. Comes back a second time. Campbell, falling away handball. Gets to Gale, gets to Knights. For the umpteenth time, Matthew Knight sets something up for the Tigers. This time it's Rogers. Kicks long into the forward line. Powell flies. Miranda roves. Bond stages. Broderick works. Comes back to Prescott. The backman. Has he done it? Prescott now has kicked his 3rd for the year.
They can do no wrong at the moment, Richmond. They've just got numbers everywhere. Down the and killed it.
Well, back in round 6, the Tigers were humiliated by Port to the tune of 64 points. They're exacting revenge today. Gale tries to soccer it off the ground. Tie it up. They'll have a ball up. Primus, the last man to get up. There seems to be a new spirit at Tigerland. They really do have an appetite this afternoon. Running hard and sharing it around. Primus and Gale. Primus wins it. Bond hurriedly towards half forward. Miranda going back with the flight of the ball. Bowden, cleverly done. Still Bowden. 55 metres out. Goes long. Wanganeen is shepherded off the ball. It bounces through. It's another one. It's an avalanche.
That was unbelievable. The dummies, he sold in 2 of them. And you can see he's very, very happy. And why wouldn't he be? This is a class act just here. Class display. First dummy. Second. And then from 60 metres. Just bounces fit for the goal line. That was excellent. Well done by Powell.
So Joel Bowden, his 2nd goal for this 3rd term. The boy from Alice Springs really making a name for himself in AFL football here at Richmond. Class act across half forward. Primus, a tireless worker for the power today, but here comes Broderick, feeds Campbell, cute little step on out to Rogers. Did it with the right foot on this side of the ground, now with the left foot into the contest. Eagleton rose for the power. gets a kick out. Doesn't clear the area though. Miranda, the dangerous Miranda, can't get around Bowden. He's out. He squeezed the left foot kick in. Here it is, Richardson, too tall. He's just too big, too tall, too strong. Yep, and I agree, Steve. What more can you do?
There's just nothing they can do. Look, Miranda gets away, Bowden gets away, and Richardson takes the mark.
And goals. Richardson has 4 reserves during the year. Promising youngster. Goes long to the square. Sets it for Richardson from behind. They need rovers at the front. It's Baldwin. Can't get his foot to it. Miranda, it's kicked away by the Port defence. The score. Callaway. Heaven forbid he couldn't kick one, and he doesn't. Powell has a go at it. He does. Left foot. Pushing back is Prescott. Judging it is Bond. Bowden. Traps one hand. Feeds out somehow to the other. Knights. Prescott. Out into space. Callaway. The crowd roars. Has not kicked a lead goal yet. Unselfishly inboard to Bond.
Bowden's hurt himself again. I think it's the left knee this time. He's going to go off the ground. He hurt the right knee earlier. Now he's holding the left.
Bond short to Richardson. Joel Bowden. That's not a good side. But Matt Richardson going for his 5th. 2 in the first, 2 in the third. And he gets his 5th in the last. Well done. Harassed well by Harrison. Very good player today. Forward handball to Daffy. He finds Broderick on the burst. Inboard on the left foot. Callaway. The crowd want it. They're willing it. They're hoping it. How does he look, Don? Is he confident?
Well, we'll wait and see.
Here he comes. Good luck, Duncan Callaway on the left for the first goal of 98 games. Well done, son. Congratulations. Oh.
Just because the crowd rose.
They're up. We're all up. And a wily smile.
The big turn, the 3rd one for Richmond. They were irresistible. The ball comes from Brown to Lyle. Goes long. Harrison again. Harrison short. Broderick comes away from defence then. Kicks it out towards the wing. In space, Daffy. Nobody near him. Daffy decides to have a run. One bounce. Kicks towards half forward on the lead. Richardson, he's got 5 goals this afternoon. 139 to 55. Matthew Richardson goes for distance. Sets it up. Callaway! So Callaway now directly in front. He's got a feel for it too.
I think we're also seeing that Jeff Geishan may have a sense of theatre, Dennis.
A sense of humour. So Callaway directly in front.
They're chanting his name, the Richmond crowd, as he comes in to kick.
For his first goal in senior football, and it's good.
Look at him. They've come from everywhere. Oh, what a sight in football. Look at this. Fantastic. There is not one Richmond player that hasn't gone up and congratulated him.
Harrison swings it out wide, and they'll bring it away again. Broderick, another possession. And now Holland running up towards midfield. Campbell, Holland, there's the siren. Richmond far too good. 22-14 to 8-13. And we talked about the opportunity that presented itself after last night for Port Power. Well and truly gone now. It was gone before half-time to a point, but the 3rd term, exhilarating football displayed by the Tigers, and they surged away. Duncan Callaway got his first goal in league football in that final term. That was a highlight. Matthew Knights, 29 possessions. Wayne Campbell, 33 possessions. An unlikely player, Ben Harrison, picked up 27 possessions. He was a little deeper in defence, but they really did dominate the midfield thanks to people like Harrison back in defence and finding them on the way out. So full time at the MCG, all Tigers, 22-14, 146. Port Adelaide disappointing, 8-13, 61.
So Richmond's third win in 4 games under Jeff Geishan as coach, and what a shellacking it was for the Tigers over Port Adelaide. Richardson kicked 5, 47 for the season. Miranda got 4, Powell kicked 3, and for Port Adelaide, Cummings kicked 3, 68 for the season. He's third on the ladder, and a wonderful moment there for Duncan Kellaway, his first goal in football.
With a 9-goal third quarter, Richardson booting 5 goals and Miranda 4 in their biggest win of the season.
The Tigers' late season form was in evidence early at the MCG. Rogers, a clever goal off the ground, while big grabs from Richardson brought 2 more. Powell was met heavily and hit the deck, but teammate Miranda goaled after Primus was free kicked. Cummings was marking strongly, but goals to Leighton Francis left Port down by 8 points at quarter time.
On the 50, normally a long and good kick, and this is a beauty.
Miranda was cutting Port to pieces. He kicked 2 more, and when Holland found some space, the gap was close to 5 goals. This one from Cummings was given as full points, matched by a doubtful 1 to more at the other end on the half-time siren.
The umpire has a good hard look at it. It's a goal.
It was all Richmond, though, after the break. Bowden spectacular with long kicking as goals came from everywhere. Powell notched his third from close in, and the game was as good as over.
Powell beat him and kicks a goal.
Brewer tried to liven up proceedings on the ground, but it was Kellaway who succeeded. He marked and kicked truly, his first goal in 98 games of senior footy, a day for him and the Tigers to remember.
Versus Dockers, but have a look at this one for another upset as they continue to roll around in 1997. The Tigers turned around almost a 50-point deficit at one stage to take out a 2-point victory, thus denying Carlton a spot in the final 8. What a victory it was, 13-13-91 to 13-11-89. The Blues failing to kick a goal in the final term. One of the heroes was Matty Rogers. He got 3. Joel Bowden kicked a last-term goal, got 2, as did Powell, Harrison and Benny Gale.
To be very, very proud. How do you actually feel right this moment?
Oh, I suppose relieved as much as anything, Russell, in that we had a 5-week tenure there, and our job was to do the best we could during that period, and to win 4 of the 5 was a terrific effort. But I think Peter probably summed it up best in the studio when he said that, you know, it was nearly a case of last man standing, not through any roughhouse tactics, but just through the accidents that happened on the field. And I suppose in the end we were lucky enough that we had more men standing and capable of finishing out the game well.
But to come back from being nearly 7 goals down during the match, what were your thoughts then when you were 7 down?
Well, that was wonderful because we spoke before the game about the fact I don't think I've seen a better side in the modern era. You know, I'm talking about the last 6 or 7 years, like Carlton when their backs are to the wall and the game really has to be won. I mean, I felt that at Geelong. A couple of times they just belted us at times when, you know, we felt we were a chance to beat them. And I've seen them also on other occasions when they've been right against the wall, come out really hard and fighting. So we sort of expected that and we got that. But then for our boys to just keep chipping away, and that was the theme of the day. Like, we knew that we'd be under the pump, but for them to chip away and keep going and hit the front at the 22-minute mark was just a wonderful testament to their character, I suppose, because with nothing much to play for, they could have put their hand up and given it away.
Packed house at Optus Oval, and Koutafidis didn't let the Carlton faithful down. The Blues were running rampant, Peter Dean going forward.
He's kicking just as well as ever.
Rogers finally goaled for the Tigers, but the Blues held sway by 28 points at the first break. In the second term, Rogers kicked his second to close the margin.
And that is a goal.
Then Milhana came onto the ground with immediate results.
Pearce, it bounces for a goal!
Skipper Stephen Kernahan was in trouble, leaving the field. Powell goaled for Richmond just before half-time, but it was still Carlton by 22 points. In the third term, Harrison sparked a Richmond revival. The Tigers kicked 4 unanswered goals,
On the burst, he's third!
while Harrison and Delulio collided. Finally, Whitnell goaled on the run, and the Blues led by just 14 points at the last break.
Bennings at home! That's a great kick!
Gale reduced the margin early in the final term, and when Harrison put one through, the Tigers hit the front.
And Richmond have hit the front!
They were just 2 points ahead at the final siren. Coach Jeff Geishan delighted. Richmond's first win over Carlton at Optus Oval since 1977. Craig Willis, 7 Nightly News.
Letting up on the intensity in all these fellas. We're well and truly into the last quarter, and they're very keen to maintain the strength and intensity.
Great credit to Richmond. They've got really nothing to fight for except the pride of the Tiger, and they are really having a good go at this game. The free kick is to Gasper. Richmond trail by 15 points early in the last term.
Gasper, kick number 7 for a high tackle.
Dean in front. Couldn't take the mark. Now Broderick. Long looping hand pass to Knights. Richmond certainly looked the fitter. Can they finish the better? Knights. Another bounce to left half forward. The skipper's kick is long. He'll be looking for Richardson at the back of Silvani in the front. Benny Gale! Well, they had the two-pronged attack there, didn't they?
Yes, he's marked strongly today, Benny. He's really given them some options. He's been good in the ruck, and when he's got down that forward line, he's really taken the pressure off Richardson by actually taking marks himself. So that's a beautiful mark there. Position himself running backwards to take it.
Point blank range, 25 metres out when he takes the kick. 9 points would be the difference if he can kick it. Campbell comes back on. That's a goal.
And that's what you need.
Just be careful there, Wayne Campbell. Someone who's going to give a free kick away. It was quite obvious. Campbell and Hogg were at each other. Hogg went at him, and the retaliator has been caught. Campbell's kick has been well marked by Manton. 9 points is the margin. Manton's kick marked by Porter. Look out, you're in strife here. Scott Camporelli gets around onto his right and then kicks into the centre. Good kick from 40 metres. And Andrew McKay nearly dropped the chest mark. Ratton out very, very wide. Good effort there by Dean on Knights. Knights able to recover though. Hand pass Broderick. In turn Michael Gale. Out wide Robert Powell. One-hander. Beautifully done. 9 points the margin in favour of the Blues. And Powell has it deep on the wing.
Powell goes for distance. Huge pack of players in there. Bond tries to barge his way through the pack. All tied up. Done a terrific job today on Bradley. Bond's only had 3 kicks himself, but he restricted Bradley, who's only had 9. He didn't get his first kick battles until about the 10-minute mark of the second quarter. So bounce left half forward for Richmond. Gale and Porter. Hume overruns it. One of the well, it's on the full. Well, not much going right for Carlton at the moment.
Carlton's free kick
going to Carlton.
You just get the impression, though, that Richmond are able to maintain this intensity. They may well, carry the game off.
Well, Whitnell.
Carlton was struggling a bit in that regard.
McKay, Knights. Out it comes the back of the pack. Bradley got a little nudge in the back.
Matthew Knights has been terrific.
Knights from Bowden. Harrison punches against his old side today. And Richmond have slowly pegged them back. Manton. Still one of their fit players. Hogg across Campbell. No love lost between that pair. Rogers punches to the front. Hickmott. Hogg cops another one. Up to half forward. Pearce, who's on one leg. Prescott, a little hand pass. And Kellaway gets it back to midfield. Campbell, Hogg's got him. That's a great tackle, Matty Hogg. Fantastic stuff, but it comes to Bond.
Bond's kick is all right. And it's out there for Rogers. Still 9 points, but Richmond going forward. Knocked away by Rice from Miranda. Gathered by Powell. Silvani and Richardson punched away by Silvani for a boundary throw-in about 4 metres around from the behind post, deep in Richmond's full forward area.
There's no letting up on this intensity, and it makes you glad sometimes that you're not playing league football.
Matthew Richardson still goalless. Porter and Holland. Hacked out of there by Dean. Gathered by Hogg. Ball spills. Broderick off the ground. Mark taken by Rice from behind Miranda.
Gee, Hogg's been fantastic. He's got every reason really to lay down and die, I suppose, with so many knocks to the head, but he's really having a dip.
Matthew Knight's terrific again. To Ben Harrison. To the goal square. Mark taken by Hannah. Only centimetres inside the line. Out wide he goes to Hume. It's important that this young boy keeps possession of the football, doesn't do anything silly. Little kick, he's given it up. No, he hasn't. Great clash again by Michael Gale, and his opponent on that occasion might have been Hickmott. Whitnell does well to hold it at his feet. Still across the Blues half-forward line, and a real crunch of players. It was Adrian Hickmott, and he looks okay. And for Carlton stakes, it's important that he stands up because they have 3 players in trouble on the bench.
I think it ended up being more his knee than his head. It looked like it might have been Hickmont's head in the first place, but I think it was more a twist of the knee.
Camporelli off the ground. Knock it forward, Jacob Anstey. Pearce tried to get it, but it was Campbell. It comes back. Still the chance for Hogg. Still the chance for Campbell. It's a great contest, this game of football. Ratton to Porter. Porter from pretty well a standing start. Kicks to the full forward area. Trying to hack it out of there was Bullis. Camporelli has missed. 1 goal, 2. That would have done Maradona proud if that had gone through.
Yes, certainly.
Look at Jeff Geeshan and Ross Lyon and all the Richmond boys. The goal umpire just coming out to check that it is all clear, and it will be a behind to the Blues. Scott Camporelli nearly manufactured a miracle goal there, and the margin is 10 points in favour of the Blues.
Capacity House certainly getting their money's worth today. Knights goes to the outer side again after he kicks to himself.
He's done that on a number of occasions today, Knights.
Gale in front, Koutafidis. Want to get more out of him now. Crowd looking for holding the ball. Umpire says no, boys, keep going. Broderick, good little gift to Knights. McKay nearly, Ratton across him. Porter, Camporelli, too severe the tap on. Prescott off the ground up towards the hard midfield. Bowden, oh, great tackle. Whitnell holding the footy. No, says the umpire.
Advantage with the Blues.
Anstey started on the bench. Make a hero for yourself, son. Kick long. He does up to half forward. Oh, Callaway, great mark. Callaway to Michael Gale. Richmond at right half back. Gale back into the side today, playing well. He's kicked to half forward and Richardson still goalless. Takes the mark, but too far out. You'd reckon from there. Centering kick from Richo. Oh, Bowden, big leap. Couldn't complete it. And Rice comes in to tie it up. Umpire Dennis Rich will ball it up.
Well, Benny Harrison made some good ground there, and I think that centred kick was looking for Benny Harrison, but he just wasn't able to get there at time.
It was a big leap by Joel Bowden. He got it too.
20 players around the ball, maybe more. Bowden. No, Bowden, it was Campbell up high. Now it's Dean's turn. Good shepherd by Hogg.
He's been solid today, Peter Dean.
He has, the veteran, the old warhorse. More bandages than Farlap. Gale again. Anstey's got him. Gale looks for a free kick. There's none there according to the umpire. It will be a balled up.
Do you know, during the week there was quite a few decisions made by the tribunal. There was a lot of doubt about whether we were playing basketball or glorified basketball. Do you reckon there's any blokes out there, Justin, who reckon they're playing basketball?
I think there'd be a few blokes looking for endorsements from the bandage companies.
I'd say so. Russell, down on the boundary line.
Mate, the atmosphere down here is absolutely electric. I'm in front of the Carlton Social Club, Robbo, and it's just wild stuff, so it's a sensational match as you've been calling.
Pearce has taken the mark. He's limping. What can he come up with here?
He likes these. He's about the right distance for Pearcey, and if his leg stands up all right, he's a good chance to kick this one. But he's done well. He's done well, particularly with that gammy leg, to get out there in front to take the chest mark.
Goaty Beard's back in at Carlton. He's growing one, and I think I saw Milhana with one as well. Let's see the kick. Oh, gee, that's close, but not close enough. One behind. Goal would have been...
Justin, do you ever feel in a situation like this that a behind is any better, maybe, to keep it down the ground?
It can well be at this stage of the game. You know, it just means that the team have to refocus and they have to really concentrate, particularly in the wet weather as well. I mean, wet weather football, you've got to play for percentages, I suppose, and that's what points can help with.
Back towards the centre of the ground. Campbell running onto it. It is 11 points in favour of the Blues. Contest again between Richardson and Silvani. Ball spills to the back to Dean. Campbell run down by McKay. Still Andrew McKay. And the umpire is letting things run. A boundary throw-in will take place. McKay, not always a big possession gatherer, but a wonderful contributor for the Blues over many years now. 9.5 minutes left. Richmond need to kick 2 goals. Ball to McKay. Brilliant handling there by Hume. Throws it onto his boot quickly. 2 half forward. Gathered there is by Bullis. Gets it away to Tawney. Tawney streams away. He's a fit player. Geeshan is using his bench towards half forward. It spills to Powell. Powell does well to get past Dean. Hooks the kick towards centre half forward. Marking contest. Bowden! No, Yes, it has been paid. It certainly was. A great grip of the football by Joel Bowden. Magnificent leap a few minutes ago at centre-half forward, not able to hang on to it. You can see the rain coming down now quite steadily. If Joel Bowden kicks this goal, there's only a kick in it. And the Blues just fighting for their survival. As far as the finals are concerned, of course, if they win, they have to wait for the match between Port Adelaide and St Kilda. Bowden kicks the goal. It's a 5-point margin.
Carlton here since June the 4th, 1977. Bartlett, Roach, Hart, etc. were in the side that day. Edwards kicked 4 goals and McKenna got 3 for Carlton. The Blues a chance. Gasper's in the road. Broderick the target and marks. Broderick left centre wing. A goal here would put them in front.
They're looking good, the Tigers.
Holland, 55 metres out, centering kick. Rogers on his own.
Well, you just get the impression that Carlton are tiring. In the last stages of this game, they just can't maintain the intensity, and that's fairly obvious when you look at the number of injured players.
Rogers has kicked 3.
And that's a great kick. Spotted him well, in the clear. No problems to mark that one.
And you wouldn't think problems with distance. He'll be kicking from about 45 metres. Slightly off target.
Well, that was the one that Richmond needed.
A collective sigh around the ground.
Anxious faces in the crowd too.
Yes, absolutely. I think a lot of people realise that Richmond need every bit of luck going their way at this stage.
Bill Hanna started on the bench, kicked the goal with his first kick today, replacing Sexton. Hanna to centre wing, Rice the target. He'll get him eventually. Hickmott to half forward, which is pretty open at the moment. Michael Gale slams it back right into the arms of Koutafidis. Needs to bounce. Will it bounce through? It does, but only for one behind. 4 goals for to Anthony Koutafidis. 3 of those majors in the first quarter. He kicked 1 goal in the second, but goal was after half-time. Campbell.
He should have kicked that. He was in the clear, and the goal was unattended. Michael Gale shares it with Rogers. Rogers, of course, maybe Richmond fans could have thought that he should have kicked his goal. Ben Holland from in front of Koutafidis. Maybe a bit of discipline there. He should have punched from behind. Into Rogers. Still 5 points the margin. Rogers to a disputable position at half forward. Richardson, Silvani and Ben Harrison. Ben Harrison's caught with the ball. Still there from the Tigers. Ben Moore into the pocket. Darren Hume and Silvani. Silvani gets past his caught with the ball. He's caught with the footy. Oh, dear me. Richmond fans will go absolutely ape over that decision. Matthew Richardson is irate.
What about the other one?
Well, gee.
Oh, dear.
If ever Silvani had the umpires on his side, I think it was this occasion.
How many chances do you get to get rid of the ball? Ben Moore on Darren Hume as a free kick. Oh, boos and boos and boos from the Tiger fans. But the footy with Darren Hume, he's in the right back pocket. He kicks it long, temporarily out of the danger zone. The ball spills for McKay. He overruns it. In goes Gasper. Finds some space. Handball over the top to Tawney. Tawney towards full forward. Marking contest back here. Good disciplined punch by Hanna. Oh, a crunch on Rice. And the umpire still swallows his whistle, or he hasn't regurgitated it just yet because he swallowed it when Silvani was not penalised in front of the square a minute ago. Oh, Dean Rice looks up.
Oh, and another head clash.
No blood that time, luckily.
We should be taking stats on the head clashes, I think.
Been a few. Harrison tries to go off the ground. Campbell does, and I think he's put it through for a behind. So that makes the difference. 4 points, second behind of the day to Wayne Campbell. 13-10 to 12-12. Steve Silvani trying to take a few deep breaths to concentrate. Looks as though Funky may be coming back. He's warming up on the bench. Silvani to the outer side. Dean the target. Couldn't complete it. Holland. Silvani punches. Broderick. A little give. Knights. Harrison. Goes at goal. And Richmond have hit the front. Here goes time.
So the Richmond fans, they've been here all day, but by gee, they've jumped to their toes and their feet here. Ratton takes it away, kicks it to within scoring distance for the Blues. It spills to the front. Pearce, Koutafidis, but look at the little tough Tiger. Duncan Callaway's got the footy, and he's not going to let it go.
At these stages of a game, it's often far easier for a team like Richmond. You're on a roll, there's intensity there, your confidence is up. Whereas for Carlton, they've been ahead all day and now they know that the time's limited.
Well, they kicked 7 goals to 2 in the first quarter. So since then, Richmond have kicked 11 to Carlton's 6. Kicked away only as far as Whitnell. Top stuff Bullis. Again, to a winnable position between Bond and Bradley, and Bond prepared to take it over. 4 minutes left. The Blues need an accurate kick. They trail by 2 behinds. They must kick a goal if they're to win this game. The advantage is with the Tiger.
Well, the other alternative is a draw if they can get 2 behind. That'd throw it wide open, wouldn't it? Koutafidis been quiet since the first term. Whitnell, Gaspar, McKay's got it, Koutafidis. Go Kouta, they're saying here. Kouta, 50 and closing. Will it bounce through? No, touch through the line by Prescott. It's 1 point the difference.
You may well be right about that draw, Peter. That draw is very much a possibility.
Well, it could be now, Harry. The lunge there by Ashley Prescott. Came off the bench today. Campbell to bring it in under 4 minutes remaining in this thriller. Good old-fashioned inter-club footy here. Carlton and Richmond, long-time rivals of the VFL and now in the AFL. And the crowd today getting its money's worth. Callaway again from Ratton's kick. Bradley caught out of position. No mark taken. Bradley looks for holding the ball. Tawney's in there. And it's got to be a ball up. Ratton gets himself off the turf. So too does Bond. Done a fantastic job on Bradley. Only got 4 kicks himself, but he's restricted Bradley to 9. Bradley didn't get 1 in the first quarter. Carlton need a goal. Whitnell on Gaspar. Tawney. Been good.
Yep.
Gale at half back. And the Richmond crowd rise to their feet again. Gale's got a panic to move in. Kicks up towards right half forward. Richardson nearly couldn't take it. Soccer work from Hogg. Over the top of Richardson. Savani comes in right across his body. Kicks to half forward.
Contest here, but there's none because Tawney has had 4, maybe 5 possessions that have been important to the Tigers in this last quarter across halfback. A fit player. No mark across the halfback line to Rice. Gathered by Allen. He's caught. He's very, very well caught by Robert Powell. And the ball spills over for a throw-in. Richmond lead by a point. Just under 3 minutes left.
And they look good, the Richmond players. They're playing in front of every opportunity, and I think that will be the difference. That will be the difference in these last few minutes. The team that can play in front make the most of the opportunities.
Some very tired players. Bradley kicks it into the middle of the ground. Rogers, not really advantaged there. Hand pass to Brendan Gale. Off his left foot. Kicks it out wide. The Blues have got the advantage here. Dean run down to support Manton. Confusion. Dean runs away from half-back. Peter Dean kicks in the area of Hickmock. He's taken the mark. He's too far out to score. He kicks. He'll put Richmond in danger zone now. Confusion there by Callaway. Knocked to the front, Jacob Anstey. He's dragged off the footy. The umpire won't give any free kicks. Michael Gale out. Koutafidis looking for the free kick. It's not forthcoming. It will be a boundary throw-in.
They've got to get a goal here, Robbo.
Most definitely have to kick a goal.
David Parkin. Well, will it be his last game as coach of the Blues if they lose today? Gaspar. That'll be a good kick for Richmond. It's out of bounds. Bond not really too interested in chasing after that. He knew it was to the advantage of the side. 2 minutes remaining. Geeshan, Tony Jewell, and Jeff Geeshan, you'd reckon itself the job here today for next year if Richmond can pinch this. Benny Gale been fantastic. Gains 35 metres. Good punch. Gets it to centre wing. Another throw in.
He's done well, Benny, and he's doing well now. He's just looking to hit the ball towards the boundary, and that can dent the confidence of a team like Carlton in the desperate stages of a game like this.
Allen goes against him. Gale gets front position. And this is suiting Richmond as the clock continues to tick down. 1 minute 40 left in this game. Still plenty of time, of course, for Carlton to get a goal, but sides are able to close it up, and Richmond are doing that at the moment.
Well, Richmond, Roderick, what a run! A goal here would stitch it right up. And the marker's there. Ross Funky at half forward. 40 metres out directly in front. What a run. Roderick, 11 and 10 today.
Well, that's happened on a number of occasions today where running into the forward line, Richmond have just popped it in the centre half forward there to a player just sort of hanging back a bit, able to take the ball without any contest at all. It's the third or fourth time.
Well, Carlton fans next to us have tossed in the towel. They're leaving. They reckon he must be a good kick. No, he's missed it. So it's not over yet, folks.
Certainly,
it's not over yet.
Certainly not over going Fat Lady Sings on a day like today.
Well, 2 points, and it's deep in the Richmond full forward area with Stephen Silvani to kick in. You would think if the Blues are to snatch it, it's going to be difficult because they just have to have clean possession down the ground, you would think, to get a goal. Silvani goes straight down the middle. Long kick, lands in the centre. All important possession here. Gathered by Holland, tackled by Camporelli. Umpire will bounce.
Well, they've done well in the last stages of this game, Richmond. They've just decided to hold the ball at every contest, and it's worked well. It's taken the edge out of the Carlton players.
Stephen Kernahan, an anxious onlooker. Benny Holland, Camporelli to Rice. Important possession here. Out in front there of Pearce, and he's taken a good mark. Must play on quickly. Down to 30 seconds. Play on, says the umpire. Shepherd, Jacob Anstey. Pearce, who's going to mark this? Whitnell, no. Disputed decision here at half forward. Hacked out of there by Camporelli. Gathered by Hamill. Oh, terrific stuff by Matthew Hogg. Umpire won't pay a free kick. Richmond will win the game, folks. There's only seconds left. And Carlton couldn't possibly get a goal out of this. The umpire will bounce it, and you would reckon that the siren will sound as soon as players touch the ball. Down it goes, up goes the ruckman, and well done, Tigers!
Good night, Blues! Geesham does it again. The Tigers, 3 out of the last 4. Another thriller. And they've come home to get the bucket again. 28 points behind at quarter time. Who would have guessed it? Carlton's injury certainly didn't help, but great fighting spirit by Richmond. And they've put Carlton out of the premiership race for 1997. Let's go down to Russell Morris.
Joel Bowden, obviously you can't make the finals, but how does that feel? Oh, magnificent, especially going into the next pre-season. We really needed it today. And to come back from 5 goals behind, especially at the start, it's just a great effort by all the boys. A lot of turmoil for the club during the year, the second year of the coach, Justin Charles incident during the week. How did you get up today? Well, Geesh is very good, I think, for every one of the boys. Before the game, he gets us in the room and he motivates us in his way. I mean, it's just superb, and he's done a great job, I think. But you missed a lot of footy this year with a crook shoulder. Yeah. How did you feel about your form in the last few weeks? Well, I missed 8 weeks, 11 weeks and 8 games altogether. But just to come back into the senior team and actually contribute, you know, week in, week out, by just even if it's just 1 goal or setting up a goal, I'm happy with that. Oh, magnificent effort. Just soak it up. All the boys are all together. So you run across the cheer squad. Well done. Russell, see you later.
Well, you'd think that Richmond had won the flag or won a place in the finals. Of course, they can't make it, but I think there might be a few clubs just breathing a sigh of relief that they aren't in the final.
Now, that was a passionate performance, wasn't it? By both sides, but gee whiz, Richmond, they were 7 goals behind in the second quarter, Peter.
Yeah.
And the Blues were playing terrific footy. But to their credit, they showed a lot of character.
Oh, they showed an enormous amount of character today. And I think, you know, if there's anything that will give them confidence going into next year, it's not so much the on-field performance or the win, but in fact the character and the spirit of the players have displayed today.
There's no doubt about it. Football is an emotional game, and great scenes there at Optus Oval for the Richmond fans. They haven't had a lot to cheer about this year, but they certainly were given plenty today. After quarter time, their Tigers were magnificent. The Blues failing to kick a goal in the last term. Anthony Koutafidis kicking 4 for the losers, and for the winners, their best goal kicker was Matthew Rogers with 3 goals.